Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Forza
Roy,
verde, siete merde, lo sarete per sempre. What's
Roy,
up?
what Chelsea are you talking about, man? It's the London Cowboys.
The London Cowboys.
Anyway, oh my God, how are you, Roy? How's it going?
I am fantastic, man. Never been better.
I'm a bit more. I'm feeling better because Dinamo Zagreb and how's it called? RB Salzburg. They did the 1-1, so that's good for us.
Yeah,
That keeps games open for us. Now our destiny is in our hands, and the referees we're gonna have in the next games. But that's
yeah,
another thing.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That was a positive. That's a positive thing that today. That yeah, the result of the other game can be
yeah,
bad.
yeah. The other game was on our side. And if Chelsea wins against Salzburg and we win against Dinamo Zagreb, it's uh, it's almost done. I would say. After that, we have two results on our favor, not just one.
Yeah. Alexander, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And you're saying I'm crazy. Our last season is repeating itself. It does look like a parallel. Like same moment, injuries are directing the team towards playing this way, and the referee is just like
No, I
I
think
don't.
I think it's different. I mean, it's different. This season is different. Oh, sorry, guys. This season is different because against the best team, we didn't have anyone. By the way, thanks Alexander for the super chat. Um, this season we had a lot of injuries against the best team. The season before we had a lot of injury against the team that we were supposed to win, Porto. So it's a good on one side it's a good thing because you had the full squad and you got the points, 4 point instead of six, maybe that would have been ideal. And now you're playing against Dinamo Zagreb. You can win that game with a lot of injuries. Uh, and hopefully some pieces are gonna be back, and you can play against Salisbury with a decent squad and try to win it. So that's the analysis at the moment. On the other year, the damage was already made at this point. We were completely, let's say, fucked at this point.
We
Anyway,
still have a chance. I mean, we still have a decent chance. I mean, I don't honestly against Dynamo. I get it. Yeah, difficult game. I get it.
we have to
But
win that one. There is no
we have to
excuse.
win. There's no excuse. We have to win that one. No matter what situation, no matter if Balotelli or Dest are playing in that
Yeah,
one,
yeah, yeah.
we have to win.
And yeah, so at that point, let's see what happened. Let's win against Dinamo and let's see what happened because it looks like for us it's week by week. Every week we get injuries and weird shit happens. So let's see by week. Anyway, let's talk about this game. Let's analyze this game. Do you want to start, uh, Roy? You want to say anything?
Well, for me, I was talking to about it earlier. My biggest problem with today's game, aside from the referee, which a ridiculous call. I have all the rights in the world to think that either that referee is side hustling because of bets or UEFA is corrupted. We all know UEFA is corrupted already, so that's not a we don't need to say that. But or UEFA is trying to engineer these games. I have all the reasons in the world to assume that, to think that. So aside from that moment right there where the referee can just gave the game away to Chelsea. I thought that Milan, when their 11v11 looked good, it looked like it was going to turn out into a difficult game because Chelsea does have the one thing that Chelsea has is that they have a lot of intensity. They press really fast, but on the ball, Chelsea does not look like anything special. And I thought that if it stayed 11v11, we would have had a very good chance to win the game, or to tie the game. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I saw that. And then of course the referee messed up the game. When we became 10 out of 10v11, I was very disappointed in Pioli again. Every time he plays with 10 players, I'm always very disappointed with how Pioli reacts to playing with 10 players. I did not like that he defended the 0-2 rather than try to, put his cards on the table and try and go and get a few goals. Like, for example, what I would have liked to seen is, you know, okay, take away Krunic, he already has a yellow card, in Origi, take away Giroud, put in Rebic. So at least now for the next 30, 40 minutes, you're already losing 0-2. You got nothing to lose. You have Theo Hernandez, you have Leao, you have Origi, you have Giroud. You have four players that can create and can get you goals. And you have Dest on the other side, who was also today much better. And instead, Pioli decided to defend the 0-2 up until the 90th minute. And to me, that is a big no-no. So for me, I'm very disappointed in that. But I'm very happy the way we looked in the 11v11. I thought we could have won. That's my analysis.
Um, yeah, it's a good analysis. I agree on, I think, basically everything. Um, the only thing I'm disappointed about Pioli is not because he defended the 0-2. It's just d- he changed Diaz. I don't. There was no reason to change Diaz at that point. I understand you were playing with Krunic as a right back. Fuck it, keep going like this. Just they are in their momentum. They're playing football. Let it go for until the first half finished. But he changed Diaz after 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and he puts Dest and Krunic goes there in that position. And I think like no, no, that's my issue. Uh, d- if you put Dest and how's he called Rebic, I like that because you means like okay, Krunic and Diaz out. Let's put Dest and Rebic. Rebic runs is gonna cover me a bit more. Or put Pobega. Put Pobega. I don't think Pobega has nothing less than Krunic. Why Krunic is playing? I understand when you don't have players like Pobega. But when you have Pobega, just fucking play Pobega. He does more than Krunic anyway. He runs more than Krunic. He's taller than Krunic. He has better feet than Krunic. Maybe he has less experience, but who cares? The game is 2-0 already. So what's gonna happen worse? You're gonna get a 3-0. What a big deal, losing 2-0, 3-0. It's not a big difference. But Krunic does not go forward. He does not run. So it's not good for these games. And Giroud as well. 45 minutes. I understand you kept him 45 minutes because a big can be a big humiliation for a player like Giroud to go out before the 45 minutes. But after the 45 minutes, come back with the pacey player. I understand. So the point is about Pioli, no? You want to defend the 0-2. So I'm assuming you're going to stay deep and go on a counter. So put a player that is good on the counter. Put Origi, put Rebic, put a guy that runs, not Giroud. Giroud does not run. That's the whole problem I had with Pioli. Saving your face because you don't want to get 5 goals at home in San Siro can be understandable. But on the other side, you have to have the players to be dangerous, like you said. So every time you get the ball or you can go on a counter, you can do something. You can do something. Giroud on games like this is useless because he's 38 years old. He's not running for two, and he does not have pace. So what is the point of Giroud? I would have preferred put Pobega, take off Giroud, put Pobega, and stay with Brahim Diaz and Leao. Fucking put Leao as a striker or as a whatever, the last man for us to go on a counter and attack.
Yeah, yeah, I like
At
Brahim
least you
Diaz.
have you can keep the ball in the midfield with Brahim Diaz, Pobega, Krunic, um, uh, Benacer, and Tonali. You have a lot of midfielder there that can keep the ball and try on a counter. Giroud was useless on a situation like this when you are one man down. Giroud is useless. There's no point for Giroud to exist in that game. He needs to go out, put a midfielder, and have the Leao space. And if you see that you can be dangerous on a counter with Leao, take off Krunic and put Dest, take off Diaz and put fucking Rebic, Origi. Start to put small pieces so you can build up and grow.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand why not just try it. And,
I don't understand why we were playing at one point at minute 30. We were playing with Giroud and Leao on one man less against Chelsea. There is no point. There's no point on that. Keep Leao as a striker, so he's gonna be your fastest man. You can throw the ball to him. He has to fight with the defenders, dribbling, getting fouls. And the second half, you start to make changes. Diaz and Leao would have done much better than what Giroud and Leao did at the end for those 20 minutes.
no, I completely agree with your analysis on Giroud in this game. No point. No point.
You're losing
Yeah,
2-0. Yeah. Antonio is here, guys.
I feel disgusted.
Oh, Antonio, come on, man. It's a soft penalty. It's a soft penalty. I was shocked when he gave that, when he gave the red card and the penalty, whatever, everything like this, with such a ease, not even checking the VAR. Just
That's why I was disgusted.
and
Like
I'm
that's one.
my point is when I say it's a soft penalty, I'm right because I'm pretty sure we're not getting a
If you
penalty
ask,
like this.
if
We're
you
not
ask
getting
the
a penalty like this in another game. We're not
English,
getting a penalty like this.
you can ask most English fans, and they would say that that's not a penalty either. So it's absolutely disgraceful when all the commentators, not only, I mean, penalty is one thing, like you said, red card is another. And if you ask, like, majority of, I mean, I heard not only the commentators, but also the pundits and also people on social media, most people were saying that. I mean, I think almost like I barely saw anyone say that should have been a red card. I'm just kind of disgusted though because it feels like teams can just find a way to walk over us somehow, either with the referee or with injuries or for whatever reason, and they just take points from us, and this shit always goes wrong for us. I just can't explain it.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. It happened.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, the referee did play a huge part in this game, and what I'm pissed off is that I wanted to see what Milan could have done. I really wanted to see what Milan could have done in a normal game, and I wanted to see because I was convinced that this Milan, even in this sort of crisis they are in, could have beaten this Chelsea because this Chelsea is nothing special. I'll say it again. They're what they wanted. They just got in Kunku. The reason there's a
Wait, is that a
good
done deal?
yes, I think it is. Yeah, didn't they?
Well, I think that he was doing like a pre-medical or something. I don't know
I
if
don't think it's a done deal. I don't think it's
Okay,
a done
they
okay,
deal.
haven't said it's a done, but
but I can see why they want to get in Kunku because it's a team with zero creativity. It's a team with zero interesting football. It's a team
to
that
be fair,
passes the ball fast and presses well, but that's it.
I don't I don't want to talk about Chelsea because there's not really like a point to talk about Chelsea, but I will say that I mean I thought Kovacic. You can't really judge the game because we were playing with a man down, so the field was completely open for them. But Kovacic was pretty good at possessing the ball. But besides that, like I think I don't want to talk about Chelsea because the game is about us. Shit always happens, and it's a sad world.
And Giroud missing that chance, man. We need to take chances, man. That's why a striker is important, man. We cannot keep going every season with 38, 39 years old players. We need a proper striker right now. We need someone. We need a young striker. We need energy up front. We don't need. Giroud played such an awful game. Giroud and Tonali were the worst players in the pitch, in my opinion. Tonali, the first 10 minutes, had the chance to give it to Theo that was running like a train to the goal. That counter attack, he goes on the other side. I don't know for what reason. Keep an eye on your left. You know that Leao and Theo always run in that corridor for you. Keep an eye. Just wait a second. And he goes, or turn your fucking head so you can see that Theo is coming. And he goes on the other side on Brahim Diaz, and Brahim Diaz does a cross, whatever. I don't even remember he did show the cross. Theo was going to score that goal or put it in the middle for someone to score. That was such a bad decision making. I mean, worst in the pitch for me, Giroud and Tonali. I think Des played well. Um, I think Tomori did a mistake on the penalty and the red card, but was a mistake, a tactical mistake or whatever you want to call it. But I don't consider that a penalty. That's fine. Uh, Clearly, we should not touch anyone anymore in the box.
Not in the
That's how it
Champions
works.
League.
Not in the Champions League. We should just be perfect in the Champions League,
Yeah.
and they need to understand that now. The players need to understand that we need to be perfect. We're not allowed to touch anyone, to breathe close to anyone. Uh, we cannot. It's simple as that.
Yeah, and one thing I
Uh,
did see also is that now again, this is I noticed this while we're playing 10v11, so it's not the same. But I noticed that Milan, and I'm talking about the more important players like Theo Hernandez, he kind of would miss some of his first touch passes, 1-2s, and then he would lose the ball. Like the thing about in the Champions League, like you have to be 90% precise. You have to be precise because
Yeah, exactly. And I want to add something more conservative. I understand we like to play good football and move all around the pitch. Sometimes you just need to do a pass and a simple pass and precise, not a sophisticated one. Sorry, Roy.
no, yeah, and when you lose the ball in the Champions League, it's different because when we lose the ball in Italy, we will get it back. We will get the ball back sooner. So I see why they make those they risks in the Champions League. You just can't. You have to be perfect. Yeah, either play more conservative or play without risking anything too much. Because if you do these 1-2s in the middle of the park and set up fast counterattacks against yourself, you're going to get punished. So they have to be smart. They have to be smarter. There. But this was when it was 10v11. So
No, I understand, but Theo missed the ball even when we were 11 versus 11. But it's not because you should not never miss a ball. It's just that's our football. But one thing we should add, great point, Roy, by the way. Just play because our defender, they need to play conservative in Champions League. Literally, they have to be 120% sure that the pass is going to be successful, especially when we are on the build-up. And put more creative players, for fuck's sake. What is this point about Krunic? I am all for balance with Selemakers and Messi because they fucking run a lot, man, and they have pace. They are a pain in the ass in the opposition. But Krunic, apart from tactical knowledge, it does not make those runs in the space. So it's not a pain in the ass on players like Koulibaly and Chiwa because they don't even need to run against Krunic. And they will let Krunic do the pass and that's it, and zero danger. So in Champions League, Pioli needs to put more creative and more pacey football players. So you don't have Selemakers and Messias available. Keep Diaz and Rebic. Play Pobega. Play Benacer up front and Pobega and Tonali in the middle. Play the quality players because you need quality in Champions League. Especially when you have them. Why you keep them in the bench? You
yeah,
have players like Rebic. Rebic is pace and quality. Why not? Come on, man. Giroud is not at his prime. He can stay in the bench a game. I don't give a shit.
and listen, I want to just add this one other thing. Then I want to also, let's hear what Antonio say. But like, what is the point of getting Origi? What is the point of getting this player?
To
Like,
play him.
put him on the damn field.
Yes.
Give him some time. Give him. Today was a perfect opportunity for you to put him there. Use his qualities.
And use the fact that he played in Premier League against teams like Chelsea, players like Chelsea has. So maybe he has that experience. He has something that I don't know. Giroud did that as well, to be fair. But Giroud does not have pace. And you're right, man. We need to mix these cards a bit. Mix the deck, man. if things don't go.
Yep.
Des played well. I mean, for considering the situation, and even Balotelli at the end, 10 minutes, he didn't play bad. I'm not like Benacer was playing well. The moment Benacer goes out, we don't touch the ball anymore. We
And
don't.
that was another. It's like, yo, like
But
why
probably
you?
Benacer was injured and fatigue. I'm not sure because it was no
I don't.
brainer. No
I don't know.
brainer. Benacer is the only one that recovers the ball for us.
Because the ball, and he has the most quality in the midfield when it comes to playing the ball around.
Yeah, when Benacer goes out for 10 minutes, we don't recover the ball. 10 minutes straight is insane.
And Nathan noticed something too that was very interesting and good to notice is that in that period when Rebic and Origi were on the field, like they weren't pressing. Like you're only playing for 20 minutes. Get in there, chase every ball, go to war. You know you're only playing for 20 minutes. You don't have to conserve yourself for 90 minutes. Yeah, I thought they could have worked a little bit harder off the ball. But
Yeah, but you need if you wanna turn on that spark, they need to start straight away in the second half. So they feel like okay, there is a chance. But when you come in, Origi came in after 75
well, yeah,
minutes, man.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know what? To be fair, you should still press and give everything.
but that's where Pioli needs. That's where I'm saying Pioli's playing to defend a loss. Like, bruh, come on, man.
Hey guys,
Yeah, and Antonio, can I ask Andon to give an opinion before you
okay.
go? Sorry,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. After the red card, everything was over. So I cannot be mad at the players because again, this was not their fault. When you have things like this for the second season in a row that affects what you can do in the next phase is, I don't know, it's either bad luck or somebody has something against Milan. Because you cannot give this kind of game to a referee that has only one game in the Champions League and 17 in total in his career, out of
Milan
which
Chelsea, Milan Chelsea.
and you're giving that kind of game. What I can say, maybe Pioli made the mistake of not that Krunic played bad, but I think Pobega should have started instead of Krunic. And I don't know. After the red card, basically the game was over because you cannot come back after that. Not at least with all the injuries and with all the all what's happening. And plus, as you can see right now, Zero played a very bad game. It's not again. It's not his fault because Giroud was one of our most used players. You can see that he's tired because he has been playing non-stop, and on that age to play non-stop, you can see it has taken its toll.
That's a
So
good point. Pioli needs to understand that he's not the coach of Fiorentina anymore or the coach of Lazio. That he plays the starting 11 plus 4 or 5 players. He needs to understand now that Giroud plays 2 games and he stays in the bench the third one.
doesn't even
No,
have
no,
to be on the bench.
he needs to be mechanic. He needs to be planned because that's
Yeah,
how
don't
Milan
play
works.
him 90 minutes. There was no need to play him 90 minutes some of the games.
I don't
Play
care.
him
Against Empoli, you
60.
lose or you win. Giroud does not start. If you want him to perform against Chelsea, Juventus, and Chelsea back to back in 3 days, if you're playing him with Empoli and every other team, you're an idiot, in my opinion. You don't understand how human body works.
Yeah. He could
That's
have
it.
given against Empoli, he could give an Lazetic a chance. He could give whatever. Doesn't even have to be a pure striker. Play CDK as a striker. Do whatever you can. Just give the guy a rest. And now everybody is going on Giroud, and but still Giroud is our best striker, and
No,
still he
no.
will score
Listen,
goals.
Giroud is playing really well. He's one of our best player, but he's not our best striker. He's the only one that starts. First of all,
Hey
we don't
guys,
see the other ones what they can do and how much they
As
can be
as
impactful
a
if
pure
they play three
striker,
games in a row.
he's the best striker that we have. But you don't have to play him 90 minutes. He's 36. I know that he wants to play. I know that the World Cup is coming, but you cannot just listen to the will of the player. You are the coach. You have to take those decisions.
hey
You
guys,
have to take some adjustment. Yeah.
can I say my two like
Yeah.
things that I wanted to get off my chest? Um, two different topics. First, just in general, and I'm sure we all agree on this one. Um, can we all just understand that technically by the the rule book of VAR, when there's a penalty decision or a red card decision, you're supposed to, or at least the VAR is supposed to check it, and I'm sure they probably did check it, but if it's not clear and obvious, if the decision has doubt, right? They should. I mean, I'm sorry if it's if there's some obscurity, right? They should go and tell the referee to go and check the monitor. How come against Atletico Madrid and against Chelsea today, the ref didn't even look at the VAR monitor? I don't
Antonio,
understand. But
Antonio,
why does that not even happen against us? I'm gonna write to UEFA to complain. I'm gonna write.
No, I think now
Antonio.
the problem was the referee was close and he see the situation clearly. That's why the
But shouldn't the VAR tell him because when you look at the thing with the VAR, it doesn't look like a foul. Like you
yeah,
can,
but VR doesn't work like that. They only
if it's in the
react
box, you
if
can
it's
count.
not
They
100% clear.
they can tell the ref to look at it if it's in the
Yo,
box.
Antonio is a soft penalty, man. He's an invented penalty. We can say whatever you want. Uh, Now we are at the point. These guys' experience in Champions League. If you look at the experience of these players in Champions League, they should learn now. They should not touch anyone in the box, because if they breathe close to a striker, they're gonna get a penalty against. So they need to be at that level. I don't care now.
Okay. All right.
Clearly that is the vibe. So AC Milan players should know that and play better. Don't allow the referee to even have a chance to give a penalty.
Okay. I'll say my next point. I will say though, you can't play like that because you have to be physical. Um, but yeah, it's embarrassing. Not only when you think back of all these moments, it was Manchester United Kessie's goal disallowed, freaking Atletico Madrid robbed today, robbed, and also even against Lille. I'm just remembering when we lost 3-0 at home, which we deserved to lose that game. But that penalty that they called against Romagnoli, I don't know if you remember when he touched Yazici lightly, and Yazici flopped and fell, and they gave him a penalty for that. I don't know what's wrong with some of these refs in Europe with us. It's like these super weird decisions happen. But anyways, I don't want to go down that loophole. My other thing I want to say was, and I'm sure you guys are going to disagree with me on this, Tatarusanu is not good enough to be our second string goalkeeper. I listen. My argument for this is that goalkeepers today, and I know he's the second goalkeeper, but regardless, when you play in goal today, you have to be more than just a simple shot stopper. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to do other things, organize the line a little bit. You don't have to be like Manyan, but you have to be well organized, know and smart, intelligent, read the situations, know when you have to go out, be quick enough to do that. How many instances today where happened where Tatarusano where they slipped in a through ball and there was miscommunication and he bumped into one of our defenders because he didn't go out fast enough or there was hesitation. It's like all of the I'm not saying he's a bad shot stopper, but it's too much of a risk. They almost scored a third goal with Gallagher, and it just seemed like he was just out of it. I mean, I don't feel safe when he's in goal. I don't know. It just feels like we're just disorganized. And I'm sure
Antonio.
people say that I'm being too harsh, but
No, but the problem, I agree with you, man. But the problem, we need a center back, a left back, and a striker first, then a second goalkeeper. The second goalkeeper is the last of this list of things we need in terms of players. We need a left back, because you know why we need a left back, Antonio, a backup left back? Because our medical staff is killing 11 players in a month. Because we have Florenzi, Kalulu, Calabria, and Dest, and there's not enough, because our medical staff is feasting with these people. And we need another one. We need 6, 3 per side, to be able to handle 6 extra games in a season. Come on, man. These people all of them get fired. I don't give a shit, man. There's no excuses anymore. It's 3 years in a row. There is no excuses. Bad luck. I don't believe in bad luck 3 years in a row. At least fire the guy that broke a mirror. That motherfucker that broke a mirror is gonna have 7 years of bad luck. Just fire him at least. Get rid of him. If it's gonna be 7 years of luck or bad luck. Anyway, the medical staff is a disaster. Pioli is managing AC Milan like it's a small team on
Exactly.
on rotation. I don't give a shit. For example, Leao is gonna start another game on Saturday, so Leao can easily, get a muscle
Rest,
injury
man.
in
Rest.
10 days.
Yeah.
Fucking rest him. Who gives a shit,
Yeah.
man? If we draw in Serie A, man, who fucking gives a shit, man? If you draw in Serie A, we're
Yeah.
gonna draw anyway, even if we start with the starters.
I 100% agree with that here. Like, you have to at some point give these players a rest. Is that especially with this fucking schedule? Have you seen the schedule? Is 3 games a week, man. 3 games a week, and Giroud and Dow play every single game. Like, what is this? This is crazy. What do we
Fernandez
have the
plays
bench
every
for?
single game.
Theo plays every game. Tomori plays every game. Kalulu plays every game. Tonali and Benacer play every game, even though we have 5 midfielders, bro. Like, what do we buy these guys for? Why is
Ranks should start on Sunday. I don't
exactly
give a shit if he's good or bad. He should start. I don't give a shit.
exactly? Chow, we haven't even seen Chow. Tomori is dying. Tomori is making brain dead decisions because he's dying on the field. Kalulu hasn't seen the bench since forever. I don't understand what Piotr is doing. I
Hey guys, how y'all doing, man? How y'all
Yeah.
doing? I mean, I'm gonna be quite honest, man. Uh, I give Pioli like this season and next, and then the third season after that, we should go for another coach to elevate us, for Champions League. I guess he's good to stabilize us where we are right now, which is we are fair, get us into Champions League. To go to the next level, we have to get somebody else. I mean, it's just the bottom line, though. It's because the reason why I say that is what frustrates me the most in the Champions League is our game is not even fluid enough. I mean, the way we're playing, right? Let's put the red card aside. It's just, even I feel like even if you put a mid-table team in Italy, with proper attacking, because our players are not bad. I just feel like tactically we just I don't know. I guess he gets overran or overperformed. Like, because I think any other coach, they'd be able to at least to sustain, some type of thing. But I think the ref really killed the game. Really killed the game. But it's just the fluidity wasn't there, and I can understand we're down 3, but
Yo, listen to me, Clint. Can I
Yeah.
say something? The
Yes.
referee killed the game. Giroud in the pitch for 20 other minutes made the funeral of the game. Organize it.
0.
Me
So
personally,
do you
yeah,
see
right.
the pitch? Listen to me. You see the pitch. The distance between the last defender of Chelsea and Kepa is 40, 60 meters.
Right.
Fucking put a striker with pace so he can run on
Exactly,
that pace.
and that's what I would have
So
done.
why you fucking keep Giroud for another 25 minutes? You basically, the ref killed the game. You loved it, the fact that the ref killed the game, because you're killing it even more.
And also, he removed
Sorry.
Diaz, who by the way had an okay game until that point, and kept Krunic on. Like, I don't understand this. Like, are you at least trying to get a point out of this game, or what's your plan there? Where are you keeping Krunic? Like, what does Krunic do to this team, bro? I don't understand. Krunic is an okay player to play against Verona. It's an okay player to play against whatever, but don't keep Krunic there. Give us some hope at least.
Me
Rajon,
personally,
Raheem,
I want to add something. Fuck me. Every team, when the defender gets a red, the striker goes out.
yeah,
The striker goes out.
and Giroud would have been
Rebic
a
went
no-brainer.
out against Atletico. Giroud
Yeah.
should have gone out.
It would have been a
Leao
no-brainer.
striker, Diaz behind Leao, and keep it for
Exactly.
what is it? A 4-3-1-1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck
Exactly.
it.
But the thing is this. Here's what I want. I'd rather us just crash out. I'm not even saying because I'm too upset. I'd rather us just crash out so we can legit do real fixes when the Mercato allows. Because let's say if we go through, there's
No, we
gonna
need
be
to go through. We need that money, Clint. We need that
And
40 million
we
to
have
buy
go
a
through.
defender.
We have.
So we don't. So next summer we don't think Botman or CDK. We fucking get both of them. We need that 40 million. I'm sorry,
yeah,
man.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going
I
through,
mean,
we're scrapping this one. We're gonna look ugly. I don't give a shit. We're going through and we're getting that money.
because I think, and I agree with you. Because I think sincerely, the more he needs competition, I think he's been a bit too complacent. A lot of mistakes are being made. He's a good player, but I feel like when they're young too, and it might be due to us playing a lot of games, but I still think he needs competition. He really needs like serious competition where you might get benched and it'll elevate it'll elevate the game. If you guys notice with Diaz a little bit, he's elevated his game just a little bit because of that CDK factor compared to last year. So we need stuff like that. I don't know. I think he's been really sloppy. He's been really sloppy, lapse of concentration. A lot of the goals have been coming from his side which I've noticed.
Clint, I want to add something because you're going on the right direction here. Even Tonali was shit today. Tonali was shit because he's playing every game. It's not because he's a shit player. He's been playing every fucking game.
Yep.
Every first touch, push the ball
And
10
Rax
meters
is
away.
playing 8 minutes. Rax is playing 16 minutes in total. What the fuck we're buying these players when Pioli has already decided he's gonna play with the same 14, 13 players, man?
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. You have the players. You have Adley. I get it. They're shit. The most important thing is not they're good or shit. Tonali needs to rest so you can have him fresh against Chelsea when the world is looking at you. When there's 70,000 people, they're waiting for you to win. No one gives a shit what you're doing a 0-0 or 1-0 against Sassuolo. At fucking Sassuolo. Who gives a shit, man?
And I'm gonna be honest. One mistake I think management they should look into going forward next year. They should definitely at least try to get an experiment, even if it's from a mid-table club, like an experiment, like midfielder that played Champions League that has a lot of
Another
Champions League games,
midfielder. Another
and
Man,
one.
but
one that has a
but
lot of Champions
also
League like
today,
minutes, because that's gonna help
did you
us.
notice today why was Theo playing in the midfield? Like Theo was a midfielder today. He was never left back. And
He was a,
in those
he.
minutes when we
Mhm.
were 11 against 11 on the pitch, Chelsea had 2 or 3 occasions on the left side because there was no one, and it was only Tomori and a huge gap between Tomori and Gabia. Like I don't understand why is Pioli experimenting on this thing.
Which I think Gabriel played today, man.
I
Credit to
understand
him.
when Tomori drifts wide, drifts in the center. But today Tomori was a CM. Not Tomori. Theo was a CM. I have no idea why he does it against Chelsea.
I
And
want
we
to
are super
clarify this.
uncovered.
I want to clarify this comment. All what I'm saying right now is about our season right now. I I saw some players not perform, not because they're not good. They are tired. Because I've seen these players every game starting. And I'm done with this. Pioli should understand before these players break. And Pobega is a better player than Krunic. Krunic should not start ahead of Pobega. I don't give a shit his tactical knowledge, and he's a more clever player than Pobega because maybe has played more games or whatever. I don't care anymore. Now at that point that his tactical knowledge or his tactical awareness is not good enough to keep Pobega in the bench. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If
Quality players needs to stay in the pitch, especially when you are one man down, because you need to get the ball and do something, a
It's
bit.
just like just to add, I think our team would have been good balance if per department there was at least a veteran in between. So you have the youngs, meaning you're not going with a full defense that's just straight up that they're still new into the Champions League when you're going
But the
against teams
veteran
like
is
Chelsea.
injured, man. He is injured.
No, no, it's just an example. Like, going forward, they should try to like balance that out. I'm happy with the old youth team thing, but it's just not working for us in Champions League, man. It's not.
I
It's
don't know,
not.
man. I have this idea that we look a little bit toothless in the attack because we have a veteran up top.
He's
Yes,
slow.
that's
I'm
a
sorry, man.
problem.
I'm
That's a
sorry,
massive
but
problem.
Giroud can somehow cut it in Serie A, but in the Champions League he's unwatchable, man. I cannot watch Giroud once again miss a header or once again should place the header randomly on the pitch. I cannot watch that shit.
It's just the thing too is gotta understand is in Serie A defenders are much slow. In the Champions League they're really fast and
No,
he's
It's not even
predictable.
about that, man.
it, it's about there is space in Champions League, so you need people that run in that space, dude.
Yeah, but
There
you
is no
gotta
space.
understand. Yeah,
But in
right.
Champions League, there is space. You need to run in that space, and Giroud is not gonna run in that space.
But the thing is, Siri is way too predictable, and he's easy to close down.
Especially
That's
defense of three. Defense of three,
and
you need a
especially
prime Ibrahimovic or a
and
prime.
especially when they have Thiago Silva. And Thiago Silva
yeah,
has one dream. The dream of
and then
Thiago Silva is to play against a big, slow defender. What do we give him? A big, slow defender.
you also have Koulibaly. Let's not forget.
I don't
Those are
understand.
not. Yeah, those are good defenders. But anyways, it's a wake up call, man. That's how I see it. It's a wake up call. I think we needed it, but it's still frustrating. It's I don't know what makes me more mad. I don't know if we'd have been more mad if we'd have lost the game 11-11, or it's just a red card and then we lose it in that way.
No, but
It's
guys, we would have lost. Make no mistake, we would have lost this game even 11 versus 11. The reason why is the first, I think, 10 minutes we played good, but we passed the ball around. While Chelsea, that wasn't playing good, sent Mount one-on-one versus our keeper, man.
But don't you think too? It's because the formation now is a bit new. Because this
No,
second
no,
game
it's
they do a
Giroud.
four
It's
three
I
three.
Giroud.
don't know,
Believe
man. I
me.
don't know. I
Believe
don't
me,
know.
it's Giroud. We need a young striker up there. We
I,
need a young striker.
I,
It's a done.
yeah, yeah.
It's proven. You can see it now. It's obvious. It's
But
not it's not about the right wing. I'm sorry, guys. It's not about the right wing or stuff like that. That Cam is not good enough. Guys, we are a good-looking guy without teeth, basically. That's what we are. A good-looking guy without teeth. You should not. If we smile, everyone runs away. That's our situation.
That's a good analogy, man.
but
That's
I wanted to push back a little bit on your assertion that if we played 11v11, we would have lost. I did not see that. I saw teams that were pretty balanced, and the fact that we created chances even when we were 10 tells me that if we stayed in 11, we would have created more chances, and we
But
could have gotten a win today. Because
sure,
again, this Chelsea is nothing special.
but you have to keep. I'm not saying Chelsea is special. Like once again, I'm not impressed by
anyway.
Chelsea. But
I,
but,
I
but that being said, we shouldn't forget the fact that Chelsea started moving a little bit more forward when we got a red card. Up until the point in which we were 11 versus 11, we didn't create any chance, and Chelsea
But we were
put
playing with a
through.
good energy. We were playing with a
Yeah,
good
yeah, no,
Sure,
energy.
no, guys. I think
I
this
understand that,
conversation
but
is not going anywhere because we will never know what's gonna happen on 11.
sure, but
In
i-
Champions League, guys, against big
in that
teams,
11
we
versus
will
11,
never know
Chelsea
that
put.
because the referees is not gonna allow us to
Okay,
finish
but
I
11.
sorry.
understand, but
Okay,
in that
sorry.
11
Okay,
versus
Chelsea
11,
created one chance
mhm,
when it was 11
yes,
11. So does that mean
yes.
that Milan would have never created ever chances? Someone
No,
has
no,
to have
No,
created the chance
no,
but
first.
no.
guys,
Of course it doesn't.
sorry,
It doesn't.
Redjon, I need to stop you here. Sorry, Redjon, I need to stop you because you guys are never gonna convince. Redjon is never gonna convince Roy, and Roy is never gonna convince Redjon because that thing you guys
Well, that's
talking
true.
about, it never happened. So we will never know on that. I agree with Red John that we were not dangerous, but I agree with Roy as well that probably we would be more dangerous with the game going on or with the changes. We would change. So the attitude, we had a good attitude, a good, aggressiveness and stuff like that. So it would have find maybe a goal. But on the other side, I can agree with Red John and say, yeah, maybe we would have keep a good attitude, but maybe Chelsea find a goal and a two, and it's finished anyway. So you guys maybe can be right, both of you. We will never know that.
Do you
Let's talk
guys
about the
think?
game we saw
Yeah,
and what
like
happened.
right. Hey, like, do you think with Tomori, do you think he just relies solely on his pace and then he reads a
Yeah,
lit
yeah, he
like
relies on his
attackers,
pace a lot.
like he kind of like what Theo used to do, and then Theo had to like get it together and started to read like
Clint,
forwards a little bit. Yeah,
that's why I wanted Botman this summer, man. That's why Botman, CDK, and Origi was a 10 out of 10 Mercato for me. Or 9 out of 10. Because for me, Botman was vital for this team. You need a tall, experienced, Champions League played, already winning the title, pay enough pace for the stature he has to play and give competition to
What do
Kalulu,
you?
to Tomori, play with Kalulu, stay in the bench, play as a left back when we don't have a left back. Even if he's tall dude and he's not gonna go forward, he's gonna play as a left back and he's gonna be a defender. We
Uh,
needed Botman. We needed because Or play Chow every fucking game,
But listen, Tomori,
and prove me that we don't need
like,
Botman.
Tomori
Yeah.
was playing well in this game. He didn't do any.
No, but
Even that
No.
finger
I'm
was not
sorry.
his
bro, but I'm
mistake.
talking about the season right
No,
now. Right now, I'm talking about the season, man. All
but
our players are paying the price of playing every single game and not
Tomori
getting
wasn't playing well.
a backup.
Tomori wasn't playing well even before the penalty. Like I
No.
think even before the penalty, Tomori was one of the worst players from the few minutes that we saw him
Well,
on the
I'm not
ball.
gonna. I'm not gonna. That's what you saw. That's definitely
I
not
don't.
what
I
I
don't
saw.
think he played bad. The penalty was his mistake, in a sense that he didn't read the game properly. Theo Hernandez was a bit too much,
In the center for
Um,
some
And
reason. I have no idea.
and also
he was treating this game not too seriously, in my opinion. That's another thing, but
and
that's
and also let me add this. I think with Leao and that 4-3-3, I don't think is even good for him. Because even against Juve, I'm seeing I don't think he's getting that much space, or he's either too close to goal, which I think is not too much. It doesn't allow him to get that explosiveness. I don't know, maybe I'm seeing that wrong here, but I
Well,
noticed 4-3-3. I don't think Luau is moving well. You know,
look,
that's my personal.
I want to say something, and also that it ties into what you just said, Clint. Like right now, no
Mhm.
matter what, the team is not going to play great football right now. Okay, it's just not
You're
going
right.
to happen. It's just not going to happen. But um, we with the players we had today, we could have done something. And
Mhm.
it is a fact that again, you cannot undeny it. The referee completely gave this game away to Chelsea. They completely.
I
It was a
agree.
gift.
I I agree. I agree. Like that, the
So
penalty was right, but the red card was. I have no idea what it was.
I think the
so
only
so how
positive.
can you analyze this game based on the only thing I can analyze is what Pioli did after. I just wanted to see more
Yeah,
courage from Pioli. That's it.
Yeah, but I
I
think they're
agree.
also tired, man. Look, I mean, we just play Juve, and we're
And
playing on a Tuesday.
it's not like we needed to run to win
No,
against
but
Juve.
no, but they stretched us because all they were doing, they were just passing them around, and I can see the players just tired. I
I
think
don't
the
know.
positive note, we didn't get
Clint.
raped.
Clint.
That's all I can
Clint,
say.
you're winning 2-0 against Juve at 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So you can easily play Chow 25 minutes. You can
that,
play
that
Ranks 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Juventus, apart from the badge, is fucking Empoli right now.
yep,
A
exactly.
big coach that is coaching a big club knows that and fucking does those things. Ranks or Chow, one of them. I
Just
would
like
put
Chelsea,
Ranks. I
just
would
like
put
what Chelsea
Ranks.
did against Wolverhampton. They rested 6 players.
Dude, Chelsea did that with us. Chelsea did that with us. And we are a big team. And Chelsea know we are a big team, but they need to rotate player if they want to perform and beat a big team. So if you want to perform, you need to have the balls to say, Tonali, you're fucking tired. Get out of the pitch. Ranks, you starting against Juventus. I don't care. Pobega or Krunic. Why Krunic didn't get in the 45 minutes and Tonali out against Juventus 2-0? Is he? Why not? Why Tonali is not resting? Why Benacer is not resting so he can finish this game? He can play 90 minutes against Chelsea.
and then look at a player. You know what? Something that was telling. Look at a player like Balo Toure. He has his head down. Where Gabriel needs to tell him like, "Yo, get your head up." He didn't even know where he was going. And you got players like that coming in the game. So sad.
Yeah, at that point, it was over anyways. But I don't know, man. I'm also a little bit bitter about the fact that this is the third year in a row that we go to play against the big team in Europe, and we are smashed by injuries. Like I have no idea. Well, how is it possible? How can it happen 3 years in a row?
Yes, yes. And I would love
How
to see what we look like at full force against these teams.
against
I think this team,
against Man United we played Castillo striker. Do you remember?
yeah.
Against
Yep.
Liverpool last season we played I think Krunic up top. Man,
Mhm.
I have no idea, bro. Like something has to change there
We
because
played
this
with
Yes,
cannot be
we
luck.
play
but
with Brahim Diaz against Atletico Madrid on the Wanda Metropolitano. Brahim Diaz started as a
True. Yeah.
false nine.
Yeah.
This is 6 extra games, man. This is the medical staff, Pioli. Everyone needs to fucking get the calendar and say Chelsea this day,
Yeah.
6 days before Tonali is not playing, 10 days before Tonali should stay in the bench. It's
Exactly,
fucking.
bro. I swear.
I
I
don't
swear.
understand,
True.
man.
True.
This is what I do. That's what I do on Football Manager, a video game. I look at the
And
Yeah,
calendar,
same
and
here. That's what I
it's
do.
people will laugh at me.
listen,
Will say, "No, professional
no, no,
football
no.
doesn't work
You
like
are
this."
right. You are right.
3 years in a
Not in
row.
our
Try
case.
this. Maybe it's
Not in
gonna
our
work.
case.
Try. Yeah, in our
Man,
case, maybe it works. 10 days before, but
yeah,
these players need to stay in the bench.
man. No, no. 10 days before, we need to get these players on the bench and cover them in bubble wraps or something, not to get hurt, because these players get hurt even walking.
Send
Fucking
someone
hell.
in their house and check them every
It's
25 minutes. Stay
You know,
around them.
like Sunday, like what's it called? Like this weekend coming up. If I'm Pioli, I'm starting Rebic. You let Leao rest. Like you don't start these guys.
I'll tell
And
you
you,
what. I can see I want to check the calendar now.
Rebic,
Uh,
Leo is
now,
due for an injury. You can tell. Look at him limping.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
is
yeah.
it's due. It's coming.
No, no. Actually, don't be surprised if tomorrow we hear Lao as a muscle injury or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
Muscle risentimento muscolare. It looks like he does.
so you're playing against Verona a week and Monza.
Yeah,
And after Monza, 3 days after, you have Dinamo Zagreb. So you have basically, if I'm not wrong, let me count it,
two
7.
weeks. You
You have
have
two
full
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. Now you need to make sure your best 11 should be fresh against that game because you are playing for 40 million right now.
Yep.
In fucking Croatia, where the supporters and the fans are gonna be a disaster. They're gonna make it a hell, like hell for us. Because if they get a point or whatever, they go in Europa League or something like that. So they're gonna make it up. So you're starting 11 plus the people that you're thinking to go in the bench. In that game, they should be fresh.
I
Like
agree.
you should send somebody in their home to massage their muscle before they have sex.
It's true,
we'll,
and also this because I think
we'll send some
Pioli.
Albanians down there. We'll send some Albanians.
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
I'm gonna
I
say if
think
he doesn't do
Pioli.
that, I'm gonna send some.
I think Pioli does this mistake of thinking that having a deeper bench means that you can substitute players after they get injured. But that's not the
That's
reason why you
wrong.
have the bench. Because it seems to me like if our starting 11 are healthy, Pioli is going to play them every single game for 5 months if possible. It's not how it works, man. This is why these players get injured. If Tonali and Benasser
Yeah.
are healthy for 2 months, they are going to play every single minute for 2 months. I don't know, bro.
And I'll make it simple to you, just to clarify it. Tomori has a red card. As he called, Kier is not coming back and in time for Dinamo Zagreb. So your center backs are Gabbia and Kalulu. So Ciao needs to play against Verona.
Yeah.
He needs to start. If he's not starting, fuck you, Pioli. That's why we're gonna lose against Dinamo Zagreb. I'm telling you, in 4 days, why we're not gonna win against Dinamo Zagreb if Ciao doesn't start. If Ranks doesn't start.
It has to
Adli
be
doesn't start. They
Ciao
cannot
and
play
Gabbia.
Champions League. They need to start all of 3.
Yeah.
All
Ciao
of
and
3, they
Gabbia
need
have
to
to be.
start.
I agree.
Ciao and Kalulu, because Gabbia is not. He does not have match fitness, so he's gonna get injured if he does 3 games in a row. So he needs to go to a bench. This is no brain. Adli, Ranks, and Ciao, they need to play against Verona. All of 3. I don't care. Pioli, you made a mess. You didn't introduce them to the team slowly in these 2 months. Now they need to play because you cannot play them against Monza. Monza is he's doing really well. He's in a good form. You're not going to play 3 players that never played in Serie A against Monza. But with Verona, that is in a mess, with a new coach that come in yesterday, and they are completely, it's not a great team anyway. You should start these 3. He's not going to do that. Because Pioli, right now, is not a coach for Milan. He's still the coach of Lazio, Fiorentina. on this side of this game is preparation. He should be. If the medical staff tells him, "Oh no, he's ready to go," he should be. He should think like a football player. No, he's not ready. I know you, doctor. You never kicked a ball in your life. You think he's ready? I won a Champions League. I won a Serie A. I played football. I think he's not ready because I need him ready for Dinamo Zagreb. That's how it works. I've been talking too much. If anyone wants to talk, I'm really upset on that.
No,
On
look,
this point.
listen. I'm going to be 100% honest, guys. I'm for me, if the referee didn't do that thing today, I don't. I think the conversation would be different. I really think the conversation would maybe not because maybe if Chelsea would have beat us, but I don't. I'm not so convinced Chelsea would have beaten us today, 11v11. So yes, the conversation is a general conversation with how many injuries we're getting, and Pioli needs to figure that out, obviously, because every year we're the team with the most. So now it's endemic to us. Therefore, there's a real issue. Something we got to change there. But I'm convinced that this team at 100% would have run through Chelsea, and we would do well in the Champions League. But we can't have this team at 100%.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Roy, do you understand why I'm upset? I'm not upset.
Yeah, I
Because
get it.
I think like you. 11 versus 11, we will win this game. My problem is as a viewer, as a person that is paying a ticket to go to the stadium or to watch it on TV that I paid £25, whatever. My problem is here that I want to see the best Milan play. And I want the coach to make sure that in these games, he can deliver the best Milan healthy and ready to play. Now, when Ancelotti was the coach, he was not doing that. He was rotating the team pretty well. And even the experienced player like Seedorf knew that it was a Champions League game. So when he was playing in Serie A 3 days before,
he wouldn't
he
run.
was walking. He was walking in
Yeah,
the pitch because
I
he's not an idiot. He's an experienced player. He knows that he doesn't give a damn about Chievo Verona. Who cares about? I need to fucking beat Bayern Munich. I need to show up against Bayern Munich because I'm getting 5 million net a year for that game, not for Chievo Verona. Fucking Brocchi needs to run for Chievo Verona. Or Ambrosini or somebody else needs to do that. Gilardino. I need to show up against Bayern Munich in 3 days. So I'm going to walk in this game.
It's true.
Tonali doesn't think like it. Tonali is not experienced enough to think like this.
Yeah, we're all very young.
To walk against Empoli so he can actually perform against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. He just keep running. Andon, you were saying something.
Yeah, again, still, this is a difficult loss, but the good thing is now we have like 2 weeks period where we don't have to play like every 3 days. So hopefully some of the players will recover. But again, still Pioli needs to do those rotation. You cannot play the same 11 every single 3 days. And again, the feel that we have most players in midfield. He needs to give them more chance. Also, Thiago, you bought him for a reason. Just play him. But give him one hat. See what he can do. Even Franks, even Adley. Play them. We're playing now against Verona and then against Monza. Monza is the perfect game where you can make a full rotation.
No,
It's
against
Monza.
Verona, actually.
No, Verona we're playing this weekend, but the next weekend we're playing before Dinamo, we're playing against Monza.
Yeah,
Against
but-
Monza, rotate the
It's gonna be
players.
harder than Verona.
Yeah.
If you listen to me,
No,
Andon,
but
if you,
Andon is saying if you want to prepare that game, which is a must win,
okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm saying
Then
against
you
the
have to
Monza,
rotate the game
against the
before that.
Monza, the
Yeah, I
game that
understand.
is before Dinamo, play the players that cannot play first, that are not registered for the UEFA Champions League. Play them the full 90 minutes, and some of the other players that needs rotation. They need and give, for example, for that game, rest Leao, rest Giroud, rest even Tonali and Benacer, rest Kalulu, not to get risk to get injured. So make those rotations. We can beat Monza with the second team.
no. In my opinion, the rotation needs to start from now. So if you rotate 3 players against Verona, and you rotate other 3 players against Monza, so you always keep a decent starting 11. You will have 6 in these 2 weeks. You will have 6 players, 6 key players that have been rested.
Even listen, even you don't have to do that. Play the first half with the full team, score 1, 2 goals, then in the second half, put the rest of the
No,
players. You're
but
not risking
no,
anything
but
like that.
the problem with that is, what if you don't score 1, 2 goals in
Yeah,
the first half?
that's the thing.
But they need to. What one thing they need to work on is the finishing, because even today we had the chances to score.
But I have
We
a
could,
question for you guys. I have a question. So let's say we do heavy rotations for these 2 games. The team right now is not the greatest. It's a little bit in a crisis, so it's going to be difficult even against Verona, even against Monza. All these games are going to be difficult. But let's say you do want to do rotations, and that means that you might sacrifice something in Serie A, meaning you start to lose more points to Napoli, and then the objective is Scudetto or top 4. So in
No, no,
order to
no.
get
Greg,
the
yeah,
3 points,
but listen,
listen,
it's a
I,
different,
hold on,
it's a
hold on.
different format. It's a
But
different format.
in order to sacrifice, are you willing to sacrifice the Serie A for
no,
the next
no,
2 games?
no,
Because
Roy,
but
but it's
I
not.
am, I
Sorry,
am,
sorry,
I am, I
sorry,
am.
Roy. But listen to me. I'll give you the formation, man. I'll give you the formation. Tataruzano, Dest, Kalulu, Chao, Teo Hernandez, Benacer, Pobega, Rebic, Origi, Messias against Verona.
yep, exactly, yes. You
And
win
against Monza,
with this
I can
formation.
against Monza play Leao, play Origi, play Krunic, or CDK, play Baloture, Gabbia, Kalulu, and Dest. Gabbia already rested 10 days, so he should be fresh. Uh, Kalulu take it out second half and put Chao again. In the midfield, Nasser played against Verona, played Tonali Pobega together.
Or Tonali Bronx.
Tonali Bronx. I didn't count Bronx as well. You can put Tonali Bronx, and you have Tonali that rested the 7 days and played against Monza. Benacer rested 7 days or 10 days. You have everyone that rested 7 days, man. They had a recovery of 10 days, and you come at Dinamo Zagreb with 18 players that had rested. They don't have
Yep.
90 minutes every 3 days. They have an average of I don't know, 70 minutes each, 60 minutes each. Because
Okay,
other
well,
players are
And
gonna get changed anyway.
I'll
Because we
play
make 5
devil's
and
changes.
advocate.
and
Yeah, go for the
you
devil's
you
advocate.
shouldn't even lose points with these teams because you are not really heavy rotating.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna still do devil's advocate. Like, what if these rotations do lose you points?
How many points? Do the exact. How many? Three
Well, you
points?
could the maximum you can lose is 6. The minimum you can lose is
Two.
five. 5. No, sorry, 2 or 0. You can get 0 points. I mean, the thing is that the reason why you play the first players is because they're the ones that always give you guarantees. Then you go into the next players. Let's say they don't perform. Are you willing to sacrifice points from the Serie A in order to
Yes,
get the 3 points
yes,
in
yes,
yes, yes.
because even
Yeah,
if you
me too. Me
sacrifice
too. Me
points,
too.
you
Right
have
now,
games to
yes.
recover. But if
No,
you
no.
lose in the
I
Champions League, you don't
I
have
don't
time
know.
to
I don't
recover
know.
those
I
You
don't
points.
know
don't
anymore.
sacrifice
I
points, man.
disagree with
You
that.
don't
I
sacrifice
disagree with that.
because
Yeah,
because the
exactly.
distance between Chao and Gabe is not between Thiago Silva and me,
No,
man.
okay. I'm just
So
saying if
you
it
don't
does.
sacrifice points.
I'm not saying it would. I'm not saying
You
that. I'm
you
saying
you
if
will
it
start.
does.
Listen to me. With these 2 games, the condition, physical condition we are, you will start the starting 11 and still lose points.
What I'm saying this right now. I would rather um, not win the Scudetto but
No,
still finish top 4 than not go through the group stages. I think it's
I,
more
I
important this year that we go through the group
no,
stages than winning the Scudetto again.
no.
So I would
This year,
sacrifice the Scudetto to finish top 4,
no,
but go through the group stages.
no, guys, come on, come on.
I would do what
No,
Ancelotti used to do.
right, right now for us it's very important to win the next 2 games, and what happens after the next 2 games, we don't care anymore.
Yeah, but
Right?
what do
It's
you mean? What do
you,
you mean next 2 games? You don't
No,
care.
we
much
win
more
the,
important
the
game is the Dinamo game.
The
we win
Dynamo
we
game.
win we win the next 2 Champions League games against Dinamo and against Salzburg. What happens after that? It doesn't matter. We got the money. we're happy, right? Now you focus on Serie A, you try to win Serie A, you try to win the second star, you try to win a
Yeah, but
trophy this game. Every
Roy is
season
thinking.
you
What?
need an
Yeah, but Roy is thinking
every
about the
game.
next two games. The next two games, the Verona and Monza. Roy
I
thinks
yeah,
that if we lose points, we don't win the
I
league anymore.
understand.
Yeah,
I
it's a
understand, but
possibility. Yeah.
I'm I am responding to Roy saying that we somehow or him saying that he would sacrifice Serie A but making top four just for us to pass the group stage. I don't think that.
Yes.
I think we should pass the group stage, and after passing the group stage, what happens after in the Champions League is it's not interesting anymore because we cannot win the Champions League. We should focus on what we can win, and what we can win right now is the Serie A. The Champions League we cannot win it.
No, no, I completely disagree because the Champions League group stages guarantees you a very interesting market in January, and this is something that you
This is
need in order to
this
to
is yes, and
what
I
this is
agree,
what
and
yeah.
and
So
and I'm
right now, the Serie A, it is what it is. You know,
um,
Ancelotti had to make these
m-
decisions. He had to choose:
m-
am I going to go for Serie A
maybe
or the Champions League?
maybe you misunderstood me. I'm telling you, we should focus to go through in the group stage.
Yeah.
But what happens after we go through, it's not interesting anymore
No, but
because we
okay,
Yeah.
cannot
what
win the
I'm
Champions League.
saying, okay, but listen to what I'm saying. Let's say if in order to win against Dinamo and Zagreb, we have to make some rotational decisions that make us
Mhm.
lose points,
Yeah,
then it doesn't matter if you're going to try and win the
But
Scudetto because
Roy,
you're going to be
can
chasing. So you
can
have
I
to
say
hope for
something?
other teams to lose points.
Roy,
This
can I
is
say
what happened with
something?
Ancelotti's team every year.
No, but I disagree on your point because if you cannot play ranks, Ciao and Adli against Verona and Monza
and Monza,
to
then
achieve
you
the objective to go through your
Yeah,
group,
yeah.
that means that you should haven't bought these players.
But
shouldn't
we
have bought
saw
them
this,
exactly.
guys.
Should
But we
haven't
saw
bought them.
this with the super champions of Ancelotti. It was the same thing.
That's
They were
another
they
thing.
were
That's
losing
another
points
thing.
against the smaller teams because of that exact reason.
But we will listen. The year before, we were losing points without that reason. We lost
Yeah,
points against Salernitana
yeah,
without having Champions League. We
right.
lost points a lot of, around there. So the point that I make that you should be brave enough to say they bought these players for me to make sure that my starting 11 is rested for important game of the season. And in this moment, the next what games? I'll tell you what. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 5 games. The two more important one are Dinamo Zagreb and Salzburg. It's not Torino, Monza, and Verona.
Yeah, yeah.
Torino, Monza, and Verona, you should beat them with the Adli, Ranks, and Ciao playing more. I'm
You
not saying
should.
playing every game.
You should.
You should win them. Or Origi and fucking
But even
Rebic. Is he gonna
yes,
play Rebic or Origi? You have them now, or you're gonna still play Giroud
yeah.
another
But
game?
I'm saying that even with
Fucking hell, man.
hold on, but I'm saying even with Ancelotti and his megastar players, when he did those rotations, especially in the smaller games, in order to be healthy and show up in the Champions League at 100%, it cost him the Serie A.
No, because when we were going to Champions League finals, we were making 80s. We were challenging until the end. And I don't want to even
No, that's not
compare.
true. That is not
Listen,
true, Laird.
the 2007, we finished
Laird, were
fourth
we
and we
losing
won it.
points against smaller teams? Yes or no? It's a
But
fact.
we've done that
Don't even try
anyway.
and
We,
fight it.
Roy, we were losing points starting with our best players, man.
But
It's
I'm
not
not
like.
saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying they shouldn't. But I'm
But I
saying
don't wanna.
that
I don't wanna compare Pioli with Ancelotti right now, man. It's
I'm just saying,
different teams,
Laird,
man.
Laird,
The problem,
I'm
Roy.
not
Sorry,
disagreeing with you, man.
dude.
I'm
But the
not
problem
disagreeing.
that listen to me. The problem is that between Brocchi and Seedorf, there was a massive difference. Between Pobega and Krunic,
Well,
or
Brocchi
Pobega
was
and
Gattuso's
Tonali,
replacement, not Seedorf's.
there is not a difference between Seedorf and Brocchi.
Yeah, but Laird, come on,
We
man.
didn't.
Laird. First of all, Brocchi was not
Like
Seedorf's.
what, man? Like what?
Seedorf
Giroud
was,
is not a
but
beast,
Brocchi
man.
was
He's a
Gattuso's
bad
replacement.
player.
Gattuso was Gattuso, not Seedorf's.
Who was Gattuso's
So
replacement? Who
it
was
was
Seedorf's replacement? Tell me who was Seedorf's
well, it was
replacement.
either Ricos or Serginho. It was one of
So
those two.
completely fine to. So even Ancelotti doesn't have an excuse.
Yeah,
Even
Ancelotti didn't
Ancelotti.
have an
So
excuse.
good that you remind me. Even Ancelotti doesn't have an excuse.
Yeah.
So
So I'm saying that this shit happens.
no,
So,
no,
like,
you should not. You should not think like this because again, who is playing is not a shit player, and who you're putting in the bench
I'm
is
not
not a
saying
world
they're
class.
shit. But remember, when you rotate, you're not going to play the same level football that you play with the starting 11. It's just a fact.
Roy, I'm
But
sorry,
they
sorry.
should rotate
I
because
get it, man, but at this point,
fuck, if we lose a few points, we need to go through the group stages.
Roy,
That's what I'm saying.
I explain it to you, man. Giroud, Tomori has a red card, and here is injured. If Gabia get injured, so if you don't rotate, you play with Kubis against Dinamo Zagreb. It's not about sacrificing, man. It's about showing up with a decent team, not even
Yeah.
with the. So that's the issue here. It's not like, oh, will we sacrifice? No, man. Are you gonna play with Kubis in Croatia, or are you gonna play with a professional football player in Croatia? That is the question. Not what we're sacrificing.
Lard, nonetheless, okay, these things might lose you points. I'm saying maybe.
But I don't care, man, because I
that's
want
the
to
thing.
play with
If
a professional
right.
football player in
But
Croatia, not with
so
Kubis.
you prefer going through, for you, the Champions League is more important right now.
No, it's important to play with professional football players in Croatia.
Okay, all right. Okay.
That's it. See, we're not in that situation that we are thinking, should we play Kier or Kalulu? No, man. We have Gabi and Kalulu starting against Dinamo Zagreb. That is our list in Champions League. After that, there is Kubis. How is it called? Is he called Kubis?
Anyway, I wasn't disagreeing with the rotation.
No, I know.
I'm just saying that I prefer going through the group stages, and if that means sacrificing something in Serie A, I'm completely happy with that.
I'll tell you another thing. If Balotelli doesn't play one of these two games between Verona or Monza, there is a good chance that you're playing against Salisbury, Spezia, Cremonese, and Fiorentina with Balotelli because Teo Hernandez got injured again. So you sacrifice the Champions League and the Serie A because you're not playing Balotelli against Verona.
Yo, Lab Gorilla, my man. Chelsea can be for sale. It's not a very difficult concept. What I'm saying. Why? It's actually Ancelotti had less excuses to lose these games. Okay. So why are you even fighting this? It's a fact that Ancelotti would lose against smaller teams every single year.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
So
Andon,
why even debate this?
I think I interrupted Andon. I'm really sorry. I'm really upset on these injuries because right now, yeah, go for it.
I agree with that concept. He needs to, because he bought those players there in the first team. If you didn't intend to play them, why did you buy them? Just have a squad of 18 players. Or loan them or do whatever. Just not keep, because keeping them on the bench and not playing them at all, you're just hurting them. You're doing nobody a favor. Nobody can convince me that, for example, Piao, Vrangs, or Adli cannot play against Verona and Monza. Nobody. So Pioli needs to do more rotations. Even if that means dropping some points in Serie A. While we shouldn't do that, even if we play those players, but even if he drops points, it's okay because we are still at the start of the season. We can afford ourselves to do that because now the focus should be on those two games in the Champions League, because it's much more important for the team, for everybody now, we to pass the group stage of the Champions League rather than just win the Scudetto, because we already won the Scudetto. We know that feeling. We have that title. It was good, but now the focus is to grow further in Europe, because if we don't pass the group stage even this season, that would be really, really bad. Because again, even while negotiating new contracts, we have no leverage for those new contracts. Even if I was a player and I'm not advancing 2 years in a row with my team in the Champions League, why should I resign with them? The team doesn't
I
offer
agree.
anything new.
And Andon, I'll be honest to you, man. The situation we are right now, for us, it's better to have 150 million to spend in the market than to have Leao.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes, if he decides not to renew, and if somebody is crazy enough to pay 150 million, just sell him. Sell him. For 150 millions, you can get three good players that will add more value to the squad in total that Leao currently brings.
And
But
listen, I want
I
to
just
also.
don't agree with you with the idea that we won the Serie A, therefore we don't need to win it anymore. Serie A is the only trophy we can win this season,
No, but we
guys.
need to focus on Europe right now.
Yes, I agree.
We
And
Europe should be
the
our
guys,
focus
focus.
we
should be Europe. Yeah,
we can
Europe
focus
is
on Europe all you
important.
want. We will not win anything
but
in Europe.
it's not
Doesn't
about winning.
matter,
It's
man.
not
It's
about
about
winning.
Anthony,
building.
John.
It's
It's
about
not.
building confidence. About building experience. About creating that group of players that can win that
No,
games, man.
For us,
uh,
winning this season means going
Benfica,
through the
Liverpool
group stages.
has won only
Benfica,
one title, but nobody's
Benfica
complaining for that.
has been passing group stages for 10 years now. It
Okay,
doesn't matter.
okay, okay.
And
But
you
can
have to you
I need to
you
answer
have
this.
you
Sorry,
have you
I
have
need to
to
answer.
win trophies.
Okay, first of all,
Trophies.
Red John, you're being
This is what the
completely
game is played for.
you're completely lost in what is we're saying and what is happening. First of
Also,
all, if first of all, what we're talking about here is not winning the Champions League. It's about going through the group stages.
I
Because
understand.
going
I
through the group
understand.
stages gives you more capital, and then let's hope that Redbird is a serious owner, and because we are in the Champions League, we have that capital. Now maybe we can invest in January to be a little bit more
Yeah,
competitive in the Champions League, which in
that's
turn
another
makes
thing.
us more competitive in Serie A. So it is that growth that those levels that you need to achieve every year in order to make that step. So right
Yes,
now,
and
if you
and
sacrifice a few points in the Serie A just to get there,
yes,
it
you
is
can.
100% worth it. As
Sure,
long as we
of
make top
course.
four.
That being said, the only trophy we can win again is the Serie A. So in the Champions League, we have to sacrifice whatever it takes for 2 matches.
Yes,
That's it. We have to win two
if we
matches
have,
in the
we
Champions
have
League.
because
After
listen,
that, our
Dude, but Red
concentration
John, we
should be
got
Serie
that,
A.
man. Why you
Yeah,
listen,
wanna
but
listen.
repeat
this,
the
Red
same
If
John,
concept every 20 minutes? We
if
but,
got
if
that.
we
but because
if we don't
because you
pass,
guys keep on saying Serie A, we don't need to win it anymore because we won it last season.
But
No,
it's not
in
that
listen,
Serie A,
important.
listen. If you tell me, Red John, if fucking God or the devil comes here and tells me, Lard, do you prefer Milan to lose against Dinamo Zagreb and for sure win the Serie A, or I can give you the opportunity to go ahead to the group, but for sure you're gonna lose the Serie A for 1 point. I'll pick the go ahead in the group because that 40 million is gonna allow me to play an
I
extra
wouldn't.
game with
It's not
which is
just
gonna get more money, and I will maybe renew Leao because I have that 40 million to give to Leao or to buy an extra players to put close to Leao and win the Serie A next year.
because if we don't pass the group stage, maybe even the owner would say there is no need to reinforce in January. And not
I
reinforcing in January can take us
Yes,
even in the Scudetto.
brings
Like
us in the
this, we
same
would stay
situation a year
out
after.
of the Champions League, and still we won't win the Scudetto if we don't get players in January. We need that
I
striker. We need that
would
striker.
still pick winning Serie A. In 10 years, no one will remember if you passed the group stage or not. People will remember that you in
Yes,
2022,
but
2023, you
it
won
will
Serie
grow
A.
your team. Passing the group stage now can mean us winning the Champions League in 3 seasons,
Dude, you're
but
gonna
not
have
passing the
capital
group
to
stage.
spend.
exactly.
You're gonna have capital to
Guys,
spend.
It's
guys,
building your way
you
to win the Champions
we
League.
have already gotten the 40 million from
There is an extra
making
one,
Oh,
the
mamma
Red
making
mia, Red
John.
squad.
John, how
Red
are you
John,
not
don't
aware
make
of
it,
this stuff,
don't,
dude?
don't make me look like an idiot, man, because I'm not. We got that 40 million. There is another extra 40 to get if you go ahead to the group. I'm not an idiot, man. If you win the Serie A, there is 18 million to win. A
Let me
league that no one
let me
cares.
search it. Let
Uh, go and
let me
search it,
search
man.
it
Inter
because
got fucking
because
48,
it
43
cannot
million.
because you
Nearsighted.
guys
Well said.
because you
Well
guys are
said,
not aware to
Animaniac.
win all games and win the Champions League in the end. The team that does that wins in the end 110 million euros.
No,
Now you guys are somehow telling me that getting into the
Oh,
Champions
mamma
League
mia.
and passing the group stage wins you 80 million. Are you crazy?
it's not just the
Are you
money.
crazy?
It's not just the money.
Yes.
What are you guys talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Well, are you
What
sure
Winning
serious
the
you have your
Champions League
player?
numbers
gives you.
right?
Yes, I
Are
do
What
you
serious
because
player you can buy if you
When
cannot pass
Bayern
the group
Munich
stage?
did that,
All right,
Studio?
one at a time, guys.
did an article saying Bayern won 103 million euros from that. Now you guys are telling me you win 80 million just passing the group stage. What are you talking about?
Okay, Red John, you win. I'll make an example to you. You win 30 million. You win 30 million. Plus, you play another game at home, so you get another 6-7 million tickets, a sponsorship, and everything like that. That is a package that goes up to 40 million. It can go.
Exactly. So the whole package goes up to 40 million.
Yeah,
So
but that's
you're not
money,
passing
man. If you don't play that game, you cannot go to all that. No, not get out. Take off the 40
And
million we already got. So
also,
get out of that one.
and one of the key factors is the allure of buying players being in the
Yeah.
Champions League. You
That's-
get bigger
that's the big
players.
thing. Because, for example, now we need a quality right wing
Yes,
or a
right.
striker. Let's take, for example, Loka for this guy for Salzburg, because he's looked after many teams in Europe. So we put an offer, and other teams put an offer that can pass the group stage and go further in the Champions League. So when we present the offer, he can say, "You 2 years in a row you cannot pass the group stage. Why should I? Why should I come to Milan when I have
For
an offer from
example-
a team that can
for
that
example-
can bring us me more opportunities to pass the group stage?"
For example, last season, champions Real Madrid collected 83.2 million in Champions League performance prize money. 83.2.
Okay.
But
Now
prize
you're
money.
telling me that.
But that's
No,
the
no, no,
prize
that's
money.
only
That's
prize
the
money.
prize
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
That's
no,
only
no,
prize
no.
money.
You have to check
This is-
TV rights. How much you get every time you win a game? The ticket sales, the whole package. How much you get being in the Champions League from the first game until the last one?
It is clear that the Champions League is the path to make you become a big team, and so you have to go through all the steps. You can't disrespect. You have to
You
go
can-
through the steps.
You can even speak with Juventus fans. They won the title 9 years, but they didn't do anything in the Champions League. Ask them if they would sacrifice even 5 Scudettos to win one Champions League. What do they say?
But we are not talking about winning the Champions League. Man. Are we
But to
talking
get
about
to
winning
the
the Champions
point
No,
of winning the
we're talking-
Champions League, what is progress?
Read this comment, Rajan.
Do this too nearsighted. What does it mean? I'm too
That
nearsighted.
you are being
But-
nearsighted, yeah.
But how am I being nearsighted when I'm talking to you?
Because
About
I think it is
winning-
more important.
winning-
It is more important to get to a point where we can win the Champions League every year. Where every year you can say Milan is
Passing
one of the.
passing this group stage, it's not gonna get you any closer.
No,
Yes,
it
it
is. It is. Mamma
Is-
mia, ragazzi. Mamma mia. Of
Because
course it
if
is.
you pass the group stage, you will have to buy more players to improve
Yeah.
the squad. Players that will even help in the Serie A. But if you
Yeah.
don't pass the group stage, you won't get any new players, and that will
Exactly.
damage you even in the Serie A.
Lille
Yes.
last season passed the group stage. In total, they got 40.2 million euros from the Champions League. In total. Now you guys are
Okay.
telling me 80 million.
80.
Yes,
Good.
because we are
It's
not
not
league.
it's not just the money that you get. from
Red
the
John knows
Champions.
that.
He's
I know,
ignorant
Rajon
to the
knows that.
teams.
Atletico Madrid got 48.04 million. They passed the group and around.
And that's all they got.
Yes.
But that's money only from Champions League. That's not
That's
included
just for the
revenue from
broadcasters.
tickets,
It's just for the
TV
revenue.
rights, or other revenues that you have.
That's total money from the Champions League. This
But
is
just Champions League. That's not
the-
calculated tickets that you're gonna sell. That's not calculated some of the TV rights and sponsorship that you're gonna get. Because
Well,
every sponsor pays you
It-
extra for the progress that you make in the Champions League.
it doesn't calculate the tickets. It only can calculate what you directly make from the Champions League.
Yes, that revenue is only directly from what we're saying. Because if we pass now the group stage, even the sponsors would give us more money. Because their
I
contract.
mean, it's such a no-brainer, Rajon. I don't understand why you're fighting this. But
I am-
Animaniacs,
I am not
Animaniacs-
fighting. I am not fighting this at all. But you are making it seem like passing the group stage gives you 100 million. Not passing the group stage gives you 0. You still have 40 million guaranteed, even if you don't pass the group stage. Winning Serie A is something that you put in your cabinet, and the children of your children will remember.
Yeah, but again, I think right now it's more important to lay the foundations in order to build a team that will become a juggernaut of Europe,
Right.
rather than
And Juventus passed the group stages for 9 years in a row. They passed the group stages. Did they win the Champions League in the end? Did they lay the
Well, you
foundations
can
for winning?
argue that Juventus put too
Yeah,
much effort in Serie A, maybe, and not enough in the Champions League.
but they did pass the group stages of the Champions League, didn't
Yeah, and that's
That
why they
doesn't mean
kept
it
on
will
being.
happen the
That's
same for
why they
Milan.
kept on being competitive, because of that.
Rajon, I'm
It's
gonna
not
do
very.
a research. I'm gonna do a research on this TV, right? One thing I know for sure: if you draw, you get 1.5 million. If you win, you get 3 million. If you lose, you get 500K, something like that.
you?
So
Yeah, similar. I
Atletico,
think it's
yeah,
500K
Atletico
if
can
you
do.
draw.
No, it's 1 million if you draw and 3 million if you win. I don't know if you lose. I think you get something if you lose. But anyway,
And also, I want to add, if we do go through the group stages, if it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to. I think that the team now has to give up on winning the Scudetto. Like
No,
that is
no,
not.
nobody's
No,
saying
but
that.
of
Yeah.
course not.
anyway,
So
we really digressed a lot. We went from trying to win the next 2 Champions League games and being a bit more conservative in Serie A, which is not even conservative. As I repeat, the players that we are playing right now, they are not world class, and we're putting me and Rajon to play to substitute them. They are more or less at the same level. I don't think Adli is way behind Diaz and CDK or way behind Krunic. I don't think that. And Pobega, I don't think is so much worse than a tired Tonali. I think if we start with the starting 11, the top starting 11, we struggle with Verona because our players are tired as well. And
Yeah, you
sometimes
can see
this
that
player needs a break. Just get off the
you
pitch.
need that
Think
break the
about
most
it.
out of everybody.
When you
Because
lose,
arrested
yeah,
Giroud would have scored that with no problem, that header, and even contributed a lot more in the attack.
exactly. No, and you need to start, man. Definitely, you
And
need to start
if you want
this
to
player.
be a big team, you have to win those games with even the second team.
qualifying, the prize money for qualifying for the round of 16 is 9.6 million euros. This is how
Okay.
much we get in addition to what we would otherwise get.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
calculating how many you win or how many you don't win.
and
Okay.
San
So
Siro
one
has a
second.
capacity of around
So I'll make
80,000.
it simple to Rajon. You get 9 million qualifying, no? You get a 6 million for your game at home. That is around 15 million. You get a
6 million for the game at
yeah.
home.
We got
For tickets.
we got like almost we got 5 million against Juventus. So Champions League
Okay.
with the tickets that are more expensive, you get around 6 or 7 million. So let's say 15 million between the price and the tickets.
Mhm.
Plus, if you win one of the 2 games, you can get another 3. So it's around basically almost 20 million more.
And don't forget the sponsorships, the sponsors.
And the sponsorship that you unlock, maybe some clause that says, oh, if you go ahead to the Champions League, you get an extra 1.5 million,
but
an extra
yes, but
500, whatever, stuff like that.
the thing is that in the end we are making all these things for 20 million, not for 40.
It's more than 20, it's around 30 when you add
It's a
So,
that.
big difference, and also
yeah,
not just that,
maybe I was sorry, I
and
was
also
wrong. I was wrong.
okay, it's okay, but also this: if you are
But
running to win the Scudetto, you are gonna have full stadium all the last matches from the
but
beginning until the end because fans are gonna come to support, and you're gonna have full houses every single time. If you are out of the race, the last matches you're gonna have empty stadiums. People are not gonna come and feel
No, you won't have
75,000.
empty stadium. No. You won't have empty stadiums. Even
I'm sorry,
if you
but
don't win.
I didn't.
so
I didn't
Because
start.
let
I
me.
didn't
we
start
didn't win
watching.
the
I
Scudetto
didn't
2 years.
start watching Serie A yesterday, man. I've been watching Serie A for
Same as well.
23 years. Exactly. So Milan having full stadiums when they are winning, when they are running for nothing, When? When did that
But
happen?
sorry, Rejon,
Okay,
Rejon,
I must have missed it.
but why we always
We would have
we always
we 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 would be on top of the world, and next season we wouldn't run for to win Serie A. We would have 50,000 spectators every match.
Okay,
with,
so let me just say one thing also. Just let me say this. So 9
always the
million to
two
pass the
worst
group
case
stages.
scenario.
9 million to pass the group stages, right? Is that what
Yes,
you said?
9.6.
And every win, how much do you make for every win?
Around 3 million.
So
I'm
3 million.
sorry.
So you
Give me 1
have
second. 2.8 millions per win.
okay. So if you and you have 6 games. So
N-
if you would
900 per draw, and 0 per
Oh,
loss.
0. Okay.
okay, so if you get 9 million and you win
Two
more or
games.
less 6 games, or 5 or whatever, that is pretty much how much you make winning the Serie A.
I understand, but the thing is that the money you for winning or
And
for draws you get
yeah,
even if you don't pass the group stage. So we are only calculating what you get extra.
you make more money winning the group stages of the Champions League than winning the Serie A. That is
But
a fact, and that is
I
not counting all, and that is just prize money. That's
I
it.
understand,
We're
but
not counting tickets, merchandise, and sponsors, revenue, blah
yeah,
blah blah.
but
Just
Napoli is
yes,
making more money than us this season.
but uh, not necessarily, because the thing is, you are calculating the broadcasting money that we get from playing 2 more matches in uh, how is it called, in the Champions League, while winning Serie A gives you, because you have winning trophy clauses in every single contract. Um, For all we know, with Puma, winning Serie A has a clause that gives us an extra 5 million. With I don't know,
Puma
we
prefers to
Fox,
be
we have
to,
a clause that gives you 2 more million. With
right, okay,
whatever,
and there might be a lot of these clauses side of the Champions League too. In the end of the day, from a
but
technical, tactical
winning
building growth thing, if you want to get to become a team that wins the Champions League every year, you have to continue to grow in the Champions League. You can't digress. You have to grow. And when you grow, when you go into the next group stages, not only you make a lot of money, right? But that's not the important thing. The important thing is then what you do in the transfer
and also
markets.
I
And
forgot the
that
most.
is what
I
makes teams.
forgot.
Hold on, I'm not
I
finished, bro. And that's what makes teams bigger. What they
I
do in their
understand.
transfer markets.
I
As long
also
as you are
forgot.
alluring players with the Champions League to perform in the Champions League, you're becoming better. It's a
All,
very
all,
easy mathematical equation.
okay. Also, one more thing which I forgot to say is that
Yes.
not winning Serie A this season guarantees us basically getting out of the group stages next season, because
How
we are
so?
going to be pot 4 next season if we don't win Serie A this season.
Oh,
Yeah, that is something that you have to count too. For
like
sure.
Napoli
I
was
was
top
thinking
4,
about
man. It matters
No,
and
but
it doesn't
no,
matter, man. Napoli was top
uh,
that's a good
pot
point.
4.
Actually, that's a good point, Blair.
That's
Napoli was pot 3.
Yeah,
okay, pot
but
3.
look at Napoli.
Yeah,
They grew
yeah,
and they got the right players. No, Napoli
right.
doesn't need to worry about anything.
How did Napoli grow? By not playing in the Champions League last season?
Rejon, but
Because
By
you
the
you
guys played.
cannot.
market, the mercato they made, the mercato. I said it. You grow
Rejon.
through the
But
mercato.
Yo,
but
guys,
but Roy,
let breathe for a
they spent
second.
30 million in the Mercato, man. 30 million in total.
Yeah, and that's the proof that it
They
doesn't
spent it
guarantee
well.
you. No, sorry, Roy, Rejon. Sorry, Roy. Rejon, you say not winning the
Mhm.
Serie A guarantees you not to go ahead to the group next year. And I just told you
Yes,
that Napoli didn't win the Serie A and he's
but,
going ahead the group. So
but
don't
Napoli is pot
digress. Don't go
3.
out of
It's
that
not
conversation.
pot.
Okay,
Napoli
we're not
is
gonna
pot
go
Who
three,
pot
cares?
four.
pot 4.
Okay,
We're not gonna go
whatever.
pot
In
four.
the end, that is a small price you have to pay. The risk of pot 3, pot 4.
No,
But the
but
growth, the
we are
going through the
guaranteed pot 4.
yeah, whatever.
But
Why
who?
Okay,
this
it's a
channel?
risk.
Sorry, guys. Why
Hold
this
on, let me
channel
finish,
is
Lola.
always childish conversation? We
Because
draw
Red
against
John loves to
Verona.
have these
No,
stupid
sorry.
conversations that mean
1 second. We
go
draw against
nowhere.
Verona. We can still win the league, guys. It's not gonna. It's not Man
But
City that is
who's?
playing in Serie A.
But
Stop with this bullshit
Dart,
right now, man.
But
You guys
again,
talk shit right now.
I,
It's just shit.
No,
Dart,
It's
okay,
I,
okay. Listen,
I
sorry,
stop it
understand,
guys.
with
but
this, man.
we are We are not
Jesus
talking about
Christ.
drawing with Verona. We are talking about
Yes, you guys are talking
as
like that.
I
If you
think
don't get a result
Okay,
in
whatever,
these
that
two
whatever.
you are
games before
not
According
Dinamo
to
even
it,
Zagreb,
guys,
remembering
we're not winning the Serie
that
A, guys.
let's
We
just
you are
lost the
not
leave it
even
money.
where it is.
remembering.
Let's leave it where it is
You
and move on. Let's leave it where it
okay,
is.
but Direct is not
Rejon
even
thinks
remembering what we were
Rejon
talking
thinks
about. We
that
weren't talking
it's
about
not important to go
losing
through the group
points against
stages.
Verona. We were talking about if you are willing to sacrifice Champions League, Serie A for Champions League. Now he comes and talks about Verona.
Yes,
Who talks about
yes.
Verona?
You wouldn't.
But
You wouldn't.
Exactly.
Rejon would
Yes.
not sacrifice Champions League for Visalia.
No, I
I
wouldn't.
would. I would. And
I know.
that's
I
it.
know, but
Yeah.
why are you Regina so upset today?
I am not upset at all. I'm just upset
Yeah,
with
you
this
are
idea
okay. I
that
was really upset today. I don't want to go anymore another season without going through the group. I'm ready to lose a useless Serie A league to go ahead to a group stage in Champions League, man. I don't give a shit. I'm at that stage right now. Because this group
uh,
of players needs to feel that game, needs to play those games,
Yes.
needs to
Yes.
build that confidence that
Yes.
these club needs to go there.
Those two games that they get to play in the next group stages are more important than every single game they will play in the Serie A until the end, even if they win it. Just those two games will be the most important two games they would have played.
sure, and I agree. As long as Serie A remains our main objective, this
But it
season.
is, man. Serie A, it
Oh,
is. Don't
yeah, I
worry,
mean, they're
John.
gonna
I'm
keep
gonna
on
talk with
fighting
the
for
board, and I'm gonna
it.
tell them, man, to stay focused on the Serie A, man. What the? You see, that's what I'm saying. These conversations are childish, man. It's like tomorrow Kaluli is gonna
But
not care about the Serie A if
but
we
even
talk about this.
even if you now focus only on the Champions League and pass the group stage, you still have time in the second season to focus on the Serie A. Pass the
It's
group
too,
stage, then in the second half of the season, focus on the Serie A. You
you
have
can
games even to recover points. Napoli is not
you
gonna win all the games.
Andon, I don't want excuses anymore, man. The distance between we have seen it in the pitch. The difference between CDK and Brahim Diaz is nothing. So you should play one time one and one time the other one, so everybody is rested.
Yeah,
We have just three players that you cannot change. Is Leao, Teo Hernandez, and Mike Magnan. Mike Magnan, thank God, you don't need to change him because he's a goalkeeper and he can stay fit for most of the time. Teo Hernandez and Leao, you need to use your brain, be creative, and make sure in important games, when the world is watching you, these two players are rested. And you can do that with Tonali, Tomori, Kalulu, because Kalulu was no one 12 months ago. Fucking Chow can start, man. Dest can start against Sassuolo, so Calabria doesn't rip his body apart and can play against Chelsea. That is the fact. You can still win Serie A with your bench players starting some games or a lot of games. You can still win that because we won Serie A with worst players. The season before we didn't have these players that we have, and we won the Serie A. We didn't have Adli, we didn't have CDK, we didn't have Chow, we didn't have Serginho Dest, who has Kier didn't play most of the season. We didn't have him. Kalulu was not the player that we had in the beginning of the season before, and we have him. Leao, he started the season before, that is not the player that is, and now we have him. We have Origi. We have a lot of players, man. There is no excuses here for us to play key games with our players completely tired or completely injured. No excuses anymore. They need to rotate all of them. No one should play more than 2 games in a row. If I see another player plays 3 games in a row, I'm gonna rage. That's it. Anyone is gonna talk?
I mean, no, it's all good points regarding the the rotations and yeah. Grubber will have to show us that what their true ambitions are. We can win the Serie A. Don't worry. The question is how much time can the team resist?
I'm fucking. My God, man. You cannot show up at Stamford Bridge with 11 injuries, man. Who the fuck is coaching, man? Oronzo Canà?
Yeah,
Come on.
Oronzo Kana.
it is.
Jesus
It
Christ.
is definitely a shift that needs to happen in the mentality.
We
And we
need
saw that,
quality players, guys. We need quality in the team.
and also like the Florenzi game to me was a big indicator of wow, like Pioli, you really took a chance there. Like, how are you playing Florenzi a full game after you don't rotate him at all, and you don't play him at all? You play him one full game, and he's playing at a 90 miles per hour because I think it was against Sassuolo. I
I
think it
think it
was
was Atalanta, second game of the season.
was that Atalanta,
Or no, or the third game, Sassuolo. Was in August.
right? And it's like you played him the whole game. Man, that's a big risk. He took a big risk there, and it did not pay off. So the Pioli is making some mistakes. You can see he's making some mistakes.
Yeah.
But honestly, listen. Aside from the rotate, let's just talk about tactics a little bit and the rotation. I don't like the fact that when he goes down 10 men, he doesn't try and react to the situation. Rather, he tries to hide and he's defending. It's like, where is the tactical courage to go for it? Like why is that not there? Like honestly, I think many people would not care if we end up losing, but we see a team that is trying to push and is trying to score goals. But the only way to do that is to put the right players to do that. So why does he not want to do that? In the Champions League, I mean, in general, even in Italy, everywhere in football, you have to have the courage to win, no matter what. Like, what is
Yeah,
he scared of?
I
This is
don't
a
know,
question.
man.
What do
I
you
don't know.
think?
And I have another question here. You saw Brahim Diaz can run for 50 meters, dribble three players, and score. I'm not saying Brahim Diaz can do that whenever he wants to do that, but he can do that. We saw that he can do that. And you take him off and keep Krunic, which does not do that. We need players that can do that type of situation, that create that type of situation. Because you are
And
one man down, and you need to, when you get a chance, punch.
and also, I think it was Diaz's assist to Giroud. I think it was Diaz, right?
Yeah, he gave that assist to Giroud. You take him out.
Yeah,
Dude, this is seriously, this is not Lazio, man. This is not Fiorentina. This is Milan.
I don't understand this. I really don't understand this idea that, and this is the big conversation I have about Italian coaches. It's that what we saw there. That is like just so like weak to me. Like it's weak and cringe. Like who cares? Who cares if we don't lose 0-4? I don't care. I want to see courage, man. I don't give a shit about what's the point of defending a 0-2. Like where I don't know. But do you guys? Do you think there is a point to that?
No, no, I agree with you, man. Quality players, when the game becomes tough and you are one man less, you need to put players that are lazy and they have quality. And I think Rebic, Diaz, Leao, Pobega, these are not lazy players. They run a lot and they have quality. They know what to do with the ball. They know how to stop the ball, move, create chances, do passes, crosses. Rebic is not, Krunic is not that player. Why are you keeping Krunic? Why are you keeping Giroud? Giroud is a dead body. He's been playing from the beginning of the season until now,
So
even with France.
he should what in order to put Dest in, what should have done? Because he put Dest in to put another defender since we lost a defender. So who
Take
should have?
take out Giroud and put Dest, and tell Leao, you're gonna be our striker. Do whatever you want. Start from the left, but you're gonna be our striker. You like to run from the left to go in the middle? Okay, stay in the middle left. But you are our striker. You are our last man. You don't need to come back. Just make sure to be onside and we're gonna throw you the ball in the space, and you have to run to all of them. Brahim Diaz, you're gonna be the one that connects the midfield with Leao. So every time you get the ball, get a foul, try to dribble, get a 1-2-1, go on a counter, and try to find Leao. Tonali, Benacer, and Krunic stay put. One of you goes, or you go together if there is space to go. Krunic, get out of here. Pobega, come in. Simple as that. Brahim Diaz is not effective. Put Rebic. After 20 minutes, you will see that Brahim Diaz is not effective. He's not reading the game, or he's doing it well. He's reading the game, whatever. But you see, and you put Rebic, and you bring and Leao and Rebic becomes more threatening to go in the space. And when Leao is tired, the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you put Origi. At least you tried. You know what I mean? You tried.
Yeah.
But
Look,
and the midfield has quality as well, because Pobega, Tonali, and Benacer can go and try to be dangerous. Theo Hernandez is gonna have more space because Leao is gonna move from that wing, go to the middle, and Theo can push a bit more. That is trying, not keeping Krunic and Giroud for 25 minutes. What is that?
yeah, yeah. And it's not, and like Aziz is saying, it's easy to solve the problem after it happened.
No,
But
I
I
said
think,
that straight away when it was
yeah,
happening.
I think you can see it while it's happening. That you can see where the game was being directed towards as it was happening.
Roy, Red John knows because in the chat I texted to everyone. I'm gonna turn off the TV. Just tell me when Giroud comes out. I remember that I had to watch the game because I had the post match. So if I don't watch that moment, how the fuck I'm gonna talk about it? So I turned off on the TV again because I knew with Giroud it's never gonna happen. That was so clear. I don't understand why people say after it happened is easy. No, man, that was there in your eyes.
You can see it as it's happening. Yeah.
Giroud was passing the ball to the Chelsea players every time he was getting the ball.
It was not his game. It was not the game. I mean, I think if it was 11v11, he would have gotten chances. But
Yeah. 11v11 is another thing. The moment
um,
is 10 versus
against
11.
right against Thiago Silva and Koulibaly with a man down, with a nah.
They have 3 defenders, man, and you keep Giroud, 36 years old. How the fuck you gonna do that? I don't know.
Yeah, it should have been Origi and Rebic much earlier, and press and attack and fuck what happens at the end. Press and attack. Boom.
Whatever, man. I don't know. And players, listen, I'm done with this Leao on the wing. Some games they block Leao, man. It's simple. They block Leao. They put 2 men, and Leao becomes Krunic at one point. Yeah, he dribbles and funny and whatever, but at the end he's not effective. So Leao needs to go in the middle, get away from that position, just to destabilize the tactics of the
But
other
it's
team.
not just layout. Pioli needs to find another attacking solution when that is happening to layout. Because when they're blocking two players, when they're blocking layout, closing down, it leaves space for the other players.
Yeah,
So
but go listen. I understand that he brings other players free, but maybe the other players is Krunic and Dest, so he's bringing free nothing. I understand that because that's the
but again,
situation we are right
that's
now.
up to the coach. Coach needs to find the best solution for that.
So the coach needs to tell Leao, you are having 2 men. I don't like you there. Just go. Krunic, come in the left. You go in the middle. Stay in the middle and run behind Koulibaly.
So
End of the
still
story.
again,
Krunic, you stay in the left and cover Theo Hernandez that is coming up.
yeah.
The other
you
2
can do
men
that.
that prepared the whole week to stop Leao are in the wrong position. Koulibaly has to deal with Leao, who didn't prepare himself.
Yeah. But that's again that again is up to the coach. Coach needs to find those solutions. If they close him down, move him to another position or give other players some other
But
instructions.
it's also because we are very predictable. Everyone knows, even my grandma knows that we attack from the left because that's where we have all the attacking power. It's not like our right side or the cam provides danger, or the striker for that matter. So we are
It's
very
not.
predictable.
It's not being predictable. It's
If
just sometimes
if
your
I
opposition is good as well. He's good as well. It's not like he's good, and you have to destabilize the situation. Or sometimes the opposition prepares the game rightly so, in a good way, and you need to evolve during the game. And you know what, Andon? I understand that it's the coach that should say that, but sometimes you are a football player, man. You just don't listen to the coach, man. Are you the guy that is gonna ask for 10 million net? Just go in the middle. Just go and make the run. Just go and ask the ball in the middle. Let's see what Jorginho is doing in that side. Maybe I can dribble him easily and create superiority. Here I'm having trouble with Chalaba and Reece James. Let me go and ask for the ball. Let me go close to Brahim Diaz and do a 1-2-1. Come on, man. Sometimes we need to be more read the game and move a bit.
I really loved Jorginho in the end of the game when he was there consoling Tonali. That was a really nice moment since Jorginho is one of the captains of the national team.
And yeah, and Jorginho had a good statement after the game. He admitted that the red card changed the game. So at least he was classy in that.
Yeah, yeah. Red card was a gift from God.
Yeah.
Look, looks like the football gods don't love us recently. That's fine.
Yeah, but if it's three
But
years in
again,
a row that
still,
that you
still
get
everything.
referee mistakes, then maybe we are doing something wrong as well. Maybe we
No,
don't know
not,
how we talk with the refs. It cannot
yeah.
be a coincidence or unlucky every time.
But again,
Maybe
now
we should
everything
know
depends on us. Still,
we
it's
should
in
know
our
how
hands.
to talk with the refs.
It's a difficult game. In Croatia, it's gonna be a difficult
Yeah,
game,
it
man.
won't be
No,
easy, but still,
we should not show up tired over there. We need really to rest our players.
that will be more difficult game than the one with Salzburg at San Siro. So it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
difficult to win.
That's gonna be such a tough game, and I hope Messias comes back fresh and healthy because we need to bring some quality in the pitch, man. And we have quality. I don't believe on this, we need to buy good players. Man, we have quality. It's just sometimes purely avoids to play this quality player, especially in difficult moments. It just is against playing quality players in difficult moments. It's just wrong.
But this comment here said, yeah, Rhythm is not the champions. If it was, we would have won every single game, but even Salzburg shown. This comment does not make sense because are you saying that the Austrian league has more intensity than the Italian league? And so,
Yeah. Again,
what,
even
what,
today,
what,
the referee almost sanctioned every tackle that was, every contact. The referee
Yeah,
avoided the
he
foul.
stopped the game like in
He
a
stopped the
Serie
game.
A game. Even worse, in my opinion, because he couldn't touch anyone, and it was always foul and a yellow, always a yellow. Does not matter.
yeah, this
Ah,
referee. Listen, I don't think it's more than I don't know if it's I think it's more than coincidence. Like I don't want to get into conspiracy theories here, but it's very strange. Now it's becoming very strange. Now it's starting to become very strange. Um,
Yeah, but
because
again,
it's what is it? 4 games now that I'm counting that the referee is just completely off the mark, and it's against Milan in a
yeah,
very significant way.
but again, still, even with if that is the case, even last season, in the end, we are at fault. We didn't win the Porta games that we should won. And this season, we're in the same situation then that we have 2 games that we should win. So again, now if we didn't pass again, yes, the referee will have some influence on the total outcome of the group stage, but still, it's in
Yeah,
our
you
head.
can argue against Salzburg. We should have won, and that can't. That would change things. I don't know. Like I'm not. I'm not. I think with this team, yeah, we need to figure out how to manage the players in order not to get all these injuries. But the team is right now good enough to achieve what it needs to achieve this season. So as long as we achieve those things, I think the team is going in the right direction. We have to go through the group stages. We can't let that slip. And if we can win the Scudetto, great. But if we can't finish top four next season, you know, have a market again for. So you have two markets for the Champions Leagues in a row. You have the January market for the Champions League, then you have another market for the Champions League.
Yeah. Even if we
And
don't win the league, it's not the end of the world if we get next, if we qualify from the Champions League.
yeah,
Because as I said, even passing the group stage will give us better chances to winning the league.
yes, exactly. Because, but if Redbird does the job, if Redbird gives them the funds to get players that they want and need, then yes, then it is the way, the only way. So
I think with a budget of around 50 million, we can improve the spot in the winter. Doesn't have to be something
oh yeah,
spectacular.
But I don't
absolutely.
think you can buy valuable players in the winter. It's really hard to buy valuable players in the winter. It's it's not sure that let's say that it's you need to find the occasion. It's not easy.
But it is easier than not being in the Champions League, right? So
Yeah,
like if
you
you're
need to
not
be
in
in
the
the Champions
Champions League, then it's almost impossible. But if you are in the Champions League, you have that card that you can play, and if you are willing to put in the money, you will find a player that can be very valuable to you. You know, you will find those players if you're willing to put in the money. So yeah, it is difficult, but it is definitely much better if you're in the Champions League.
Roy, I'll be honest with you, man. I blame the management. I blame the management.
For what?
Balotelli should not be in the list.
Oh,
Someone from
Balotelli.
no, I'm not joking. Someone of the Primavera should be in the list, so Chao can be in the list, man.
Are you talking about
Ranks can
Champions
be in
League?
the list, huh? Yeah, I'm talking about the Champions League, man. Dude, it's simple as that.
But again, that's
You
purely
want
decision.
you buying new players, Adli, Chao, Ranks. You want them in the list of the Champions League. You need to do everything to make them be in the list
Well,
of the
but
Champions.
this is, I mean, it's so strange to say this because it sounds weird, but this is what happens when you don't buy Italian players. You know, like,
But you can solve that issue. Bring the guy from the Primavera as a left back in the
Oh,
list.
uh, speaking of the Primavera, I don't know if you watched the game.
Yeah, they won 3-1.
3-1.
No, but what I wanted to say, the right back that we have there is he's 16 years old. He looks very promising.
Oh, okay.
His name,
How's it called? Alessi
no, Alessi's the midfielder.
Chaka.
No, he's a right back. He's 16.
Oh, okay.
He's Italian. Just let me check his name. He had a very good game, not just this, because I watched the last two games, and I think he can be a very, very good option for the future. His
Yeah,
name,
But we
this
have three
Primavera
right
is
backs.
kicking ass. I'm very
uh,
happy about the Primavera.
Bakuona. His name is
Mm.
Bakuona.
I'm very happy about the Primavera because it's given us a glimpse in how this management wants to work with the youngsters and how now it's preparing its crop from inside the house and slowly building it up through these successes because these are games that usually Milan never wins.
Yeah,
Forget 3-1 against the youth team of Chelsea. Like that never happens for the Milan Primavera. So that means there's a lot of quality now right there. For
Yeah,
fans.
but going back to the management that is doing mistakes here, because I don't want to move from that.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Left back, the backup left back should be one of the Primavera. So you can add Chao in the squad. I don't give a shit. And you can do the same. You can put another Florenzi get injured. Don't go for Dest. Put a Kubis. Put another one on the list. So
You mean
Adli,
don't put Dest in the Champions League list?
yeah, don't put Dest in the Champions League list. Don't get Dest. Don't get Dest because you have Chao, you have Tomori, you have Kier. Put Kalulu on the right. I don't. What is this? We need to start
Kalulu
to
and
think.
who though? Kalulu and who?
Kalulu and Kubis.
Calabria.
Kubis in the bench. Kalulu starting. You had Calabria and Florenzi. First of all, Calabria was healthy, so you have Calabria and Kalulu. but Calabria got injured again because we don't rotate players or in the right way. Um, but at that point, you need to put your. If you are not able to buy Italian player, you need to fix that with your Primavera players. So Adli, Ciao, and Ranks can be in the Champions League squad.
Yeah. And by the way, just another thing I want to say that the players don't need to be Italian, as in a passport, but they need to have been in the system for a certain point. So with the Primavera players that are coming up, we're not going to have these issues anymore because whether or not they're Italian or not, as long as they're in the system for a certain amount of years, they will be qualified. Um, but Laird, what you're saying is a little bit controversial, I think, because like Pioli, I mean, it would be strange to give Balotelli the impression that he's that bad that they have to take
No,
him
no,
out.
no. It's just how it works in the. Okay, what is the impression you gave to Chao, Ranks, and Adli not putting in the Champions League list?
Just probably because they are, beginners in the club and they just started very young in their career.
Ah, no, you're struggling here, boy. At
No,
explaining
no,
it.
no. I mean that's the reason why. Obviously,
No, no, that's wrong. That's
well,
wrong because
Ali because of the situation with Alvo. I mean, of various situations, but the thing is, like you're talking about Balotelli. Balotelli is the second season. Obviously, the Pioli has built a rapport with the player, and for him to do something like that, hey, Balotelli, I just think you're so much crap.
no, no, no. We need an Italian player in the list. So unfortunately, we chose the left back, and you're gonna play more Serie A games when Teo Hernandez needs to rest. So you play Balotelli against Empoli, so Teo Hernandez can be fresh to play at Stamford Bridge, or you play Balotelli one game against Verona or Monza, so Teo Hernandez can be fresh for Dinamo Zagreb or uh, RB Salzburg.
Yeah, but
That's what you do. And Balotelli plays 10 games in Serie A. Now, right now, Balotelli is going to play 6 games in Champions League and 2 games in Serie A. What is the point? That's the opposite.
Hello.
yeah, but again, it's up to the coach. Coach made that decision. So
I don't think the coach made that decision, but it's fine.
no, coach. We only decided to keep Balotelli in the team.
What do you mean?
No, in the list, in the Champions League
No,
list. I don't
even
think.
in the champion again, still the
Of course
coach makes
he-
the choices, not the management.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm not
maybe
sure about that. I'm not sure about
maybe
that.
maybe you could argue that they all do, but the coach obviously has to be involved in that.
He has the
Yeah,
final
yeah.
say.
Obviously,
Personally, I would have loved them to sell Balotelli and get some Italian, for example.
but they
for
tried to do that. They tried.
But Pioli
They didn't
rejected.
try harder. They should try harder.
Liar, do you believe in democracy? Uh,
Football, not in football.
I would say, Valère, right now you're
Not in
very.
football.
I say, Valère, right now you're very angry towards Balotelli.
No, and I've been talking about this thing. It's a week. These are all mistakes that the management made. I wouldn't take Dest. I don't care. Of
But
course,
again, it was
what?
this was a last second solution. So again,
But
I'm sure
still,
they tried a lot of options, and this was the only available acceptable.
but my problem I have, Andon, sorry. My problem is we get Dest because Florenzi get injured. So at that point, we have Calabria and Kalulu. They are healthy. So don't get Dest and put Chao in the list. If Dest can go in the list, Chao can go in the list as well.
Yeah, but I think they put this because he can play also on the left.
But
the left
Lance,
also.
I don't blame
No.
them for going for Dest. I don't blame them.
No, I blame them. Right now, I blame them. I blame them because they didn't go for Botman.
Well, they tried.
I know
They
it's
tried.
easy. I know it's easy to say it now, but we have to analyze things now.
I mean, the
Yeah.
loss of Florenzi is such a big loss
Yeah, it's a big loss.
that you have to go for a player that has those kind of qualities.
No, it does not have that.
but if he does have qualities, Dest. But obviously, right now he'd be nowhere ready to do
But
it.
I'm sorry, Roy, but you are incredible, man. You have Calabria and Kalulu healthy. So Dest is not, if these two are healthy, Dest is not starting ahead of these two guys.
Yeah, but they saw Kalulu as a center back, not as a
Oh yeah,
right.
I definitely agree with that.
So you see as a center back,
I agree
Chao,
with that 100%.
Chao, Tomori, Kier, and Gabia.
Yeah, in retrospective, that's okay. I agree with that. But when they made those decisions, it was
I was upset for Dest
I
purchase.
mean, honestly, me too. Yeah, because I didn't rate Dest that highly, and also I think the fact that he's one of the most paid players in the team is really weird right now.
Football is weird, man. Talking about, do you believe in democracy? Yeah, that is democracy. This is the highest paid in our team.
One of the highest paid players.
Okay, one of the highest one. Top three? Is it top three most
he
paid?
gets like
Uh
2.5.
he gets three something.
Net,
2.5.
yeah, net.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting more than Benacer and Leao together. Talking about democracy and
So it's a
football.
really strange thing, I think, that
But just because he's alone, I don't think if they buy him, they're gonna offer him that salary.
We're not buying him. Like 100%, we're not buying him. It's like a no-brainer. Dalot contract expires in 12 months, so
oh
Yeah, I
well
think that's one of the mistakes that we didn't try to keep Dalot. Dalot
no, we're
was
getting
no,
him in for free.
we tried
We
to get keep
we're
him.
getting him in for free at the
if we
in
can
12
get
months.
him, that would be amazing because he
But
was very very good.
you see who is on Dalo right now?
Who?
Barcelona.
Well, they can get Dest back.
They don't want this, but they want to go for Dalo.
But also no, also Barcelona has problems now with the salary, with the high salaries. They need to first free up some players.
Yeah, but Dalot is a free agent, so they love that.
And Dalot showed a lot of love for Milan, so hopefully they can get him.
Let's see what salary
Because I
Barcelona is
really
gonna
loved
offer.
how he played. He was very good.
Yeah, he was good. He was proper on the ball. He was good.
But
And
okay,
he was good at left and at right.
Yeah,
but listen. Okay, I'm going to. I do not. My issue with Dest is just that the operation makes no sense to me. But I understand the technical operation. I don't
Yeah.
understand the business operation. Um, Dest didn't do too bad tonight. I thought, right? Like he had some
yeah.
He was
decent
terrible.
moments.
He had
He
some
played
decent.
okay. He played well. He played well.
No, he has the potential as a player, but do we have the time and patience to give him that time to develop? That's the thing.
Anyway,
Especially with Calabria. Calabria is still young, and that's the thing.
we need a striker, Roy, as soon as possible. We need like a 25 years old striker.
There, no Okafor is available.
Who?
What do you mean it's available?
The Salzburg
It's free.
striker Okafor.
No, we need to pay for that guy.
He's
Well,
going for
he's
free.
around.
What do you mean?
No, he cost like around 20 million.
I'm not sure about that.
And Salzburg is open to sell him in January if they don't pass the group stage.
Very. I don't know if old chunk of Italy. I don't know if where he gets his information. I don't know what he reads or whatever. But he was saying that Milan is after some players. I looked at them, and if it is true that Milan is after those players, those are really good players.
Who are these
So
players?
there are youngsters from well, one is the guy that I said, Jacob Bakayoko. Like that kid
Okay.
there is another level. That kid is another level. He's only 19.
What
19.
the? What he plays?
He's a right wing. He's a right wing.
Okay.
PSV, right wing, PSV.
PSV Eindhoven.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's quite a beast. Then there's another guy, a Danish guy. He looks so does not as good as Jacob Bakayoko. As far as strikers, I haven't seen any strikers be linked to me.
The only news I've heard is this that I don't believe them. Uh, they can happen because looking at the situation is Armand Broya because Chelsea having a new coach, they want to buy Nkunku. They wanna and probably Lukaku is gonna be back in 9 months, 8 months, available with the new coach to start from new, with Chelsea. So this Armand Broya guy, if the coach says no, he's not gonna play a lot, we have a chance. We can offer around 30, 35 million, get him on loan from January, like the Tomori operation. Get him on loan in January, see in 6 months if he works, if he adapt to the Serie A, to Milan or whatever, and buy him 35 million or whatever money Chelsea's asking after that.
Yeah, but I think now they will ask a buyback clause because they made the mistake with Tomori. They learn from that, so they.
I don't think Chelsea cares about that because they have money. They always buy. They bought 70 million for Fana
No,
without even
It's not
caring.
about the money. It's about the option to have if the player exposed to have him back.
I don't know. I don't think. I don't think you can do something like that with Milan. And even if you do a buyout clause, you have to do it really high, like 80 million,
Similar
100
that they
million.
did with Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, 18, 100 million. And when you buy Nkunku, Lukaku, and you're gonna buy the next big striker, after a year again, you don't really. I don't know what do you do with Broya, but anyway, that can be an option that can
Yeah. Also,
help
also
us.
option is for right wing Marcus Thuram from Borussia. His
He
contract
get
is
injured every time. He get injured a lot.
he would perfect. He would fit in perfectly.
No, I don't think the right wing is an issue for me at least, the way I see football.
The priority should be a striker first, a healthy striker.
Striker, striker, and the three players we bought, they need to be involved more.
Yeah, because a striker would help also Giroud to be rested.
Giroud is not renewing, guys. I mean, we not renewing him.
We should
Why?
because he still can be a valuable member of the team.
I keep him in the rotation for sure.
No, there is a point you need to move on, man.
Yeah, but we still don't have that many champions in the team. And no matter how he plays, Giroud is a champion, and he has a different mentality than everybody else, especially the young squad. So even if he plays like 15 games a season, you still need him in the squad.
Yeah, but his money, Andon, is 3.5 million net, man.
Even
That's
if that's the salary for one season, it won't be a problem.
These are things that are letting us down, man. These are things that are we should pay another guy that money. We should give that money to Benacer. Benacer is gonna leave. We should give that money to players that like Kalulu has to renew.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be dependent on only even 10 million. Just if we're dependent only on that, we can never make it
Well,
progress.
but that's how it looks like. That we are dependent on this money. Uh, and let's be honest, man. Okay, the experience, these are champions and stuff like that, but he's not delivering on games like this. And purely, problem is that if you had a coach with some balls that says, I don't give a shit, Giroud or not, Rebic is playing this game because I need
Yeah,
pace up
Rebic should
front.
have started this game again.
Yeah, that is okay. I'll keep Giroud for experience. I'll keep Ibra for experience. But Pioli is playing them because they have experience, and Pioli is getting in that trap.
But that's purely problem, not a Giroud problem.
Yeah, but it's easier to get Giroud out of the door so Pioli doesn't play him than find somebody that is better than Pioli. That's the thing.
But Pioli needs to evolve as well. Needs to make better decisions.
And the management needs to help Pioli to evolve. Take off Giroud, take off all these players, and give him young players that can play.
But now he has those young players and he's still not rotating them.
But my point is the players is not rotating because anyway the young players are playing. But Giroud is and Giroud. To be fair, I cannot blame on the Giroud side because um, Origi and Rebic has been injured before the the national break, international break. Problem I had is that yeah, okay, just play Leao one time as a striker so Giroud can rest because needs to rest. He's
He needs rest.
36, and I love when Pioli people ask him, do you think Giroud should rest a bit more so it doesn't risk injuries? And he's like, yeah, I know, but Giroud wants to play. Dude, what do you want? Not what Giroud wants.
But yeah, you cannot make decisions.
What do you think as a coach is the best thing to do? Because I know Giroud is still a 5 years old kid that he wants to play every game, but actually his body is a 36 and he can get injured at any time. That's that when he answers these questions like this, I'm like, dude, no, that's not the right answer. But anyway, Andon, do you want to add anything else? The game we have Verona.
But as I said, he should do some rotations in that game, not to risk more injuries, even because what he did. I will take example Calabria. Calabria was too rushed into playing the full game. Even Kiar was rushed, even other players. So he should avoid that. Maybe even give again, Theo give some rest to Theo because he came back from injury. He's immediately playing. Don't overspend the players. Give Pobega more playing time. Give Rennes a chance. Even give, especially with Siddiq injury, give Adley a chance. Just make, doesn't have to rotate the full squad. Make three changes. And again, uh, we should be able to win that game. They have time now to recover because this is the first time that we have like how many 6 games before the game. So
7, yeah, 6.
7, hopefully, and after that they still have another 6 games to recover for the Monza game. So hopefully in that period we can recover that some of the players that are
No,
injured.
no, now we haven't up to Sunday to recover. And
It's
after we
again
have 7 games.
5, then 7. It's much better than just have 2 days like we had now. So I'm hoping for a positive result because those are games that we should win, even with all those injuries. Because even if we cannot win that game, what will happen when we have much difficult games?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. We are in trouble, Anton. We are in trouble.
It's again, if for example, the good thing is Salzburg and in Dynamo drew today. So if, for example, Salzburg have won that game, we would have been in a big trouble. But now it's not. It's not lost.
Yeah, we will be out.
If Salzburg won today, we would have basically almost zero chances to win. I mean, to
Zero.
progress in the next phase. But
Zero
again, now
chance.
everything depends. It depends on us. So last year we fucked up with Porto. So if we do it again this year with Salzburg and Dynamo, then something drastically needs to change in the team.
Yeah, I'm worried now. This part of Pioli, I don't like it. And I don't think I never seen a coach evolve on this side, on the rotation side. Even Conte does those type of mistakes. And he's a top manager. This is something a manager will never. I'm worried about this.
Okay, again, this is Pioli's last chance. If he doesn't pass the group stage, I don't care if he wins the Scudetto by 30 points. He needs to be sacked.
No, sack, no, because the problem is you cannot sack someone that's winning the Scudetto.
But I know that you can. But if he doesn't pass the group stage, he should. They should do that because you're not evolving as a team.
No, I think unfortunately he's not gonna get sacked.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know, but they should. They should that because the point is now to grow the team to be better in Europe.
Anyway, let's see. That's what I'm saying. That's my opinion. That I've never seen a coach evolving on that side on the rotation thing.
Because what I cannot understand, he's doing those tweaks in formation, those rotations in Serie A, but we haven't seen that in the Champions League.
He's not doing in Serie A, Andon. Come on, man. He's
But
not
he did the change
rotating
against Juventus. He did a good change. He brought
because he
in your
was
goal.
forced. He was forced because
Yeah, I
Lalo Touré
understand.
and Dest played really bad.
Yeah, but he made the decision not to start CDK to start Pobega, which
And
brought him as well.
Andon, you do the rotation when you have all the 24 available. No when
Yeah,
11 are injured. That's not a rotation. Pioli is forced to do this thing.
but he also did good rotations at the end of last season when we won all those games. He did some rotations then,
But we were playing once a week. That's the thing.
and not just rotations as players, but also tactical decisions, because every game is different. So he needs to adapt to the style of play that the opponent plays. Because as you said today, it was a mistake to try to dominate Chelsea with the football.
Like,
Yo,
hey, do y'all think like our 4-2-1 is suited for Europe? Just
yeah,
for
yeah,
our team particularly.
yeah, yeah. They are. I don't care about the. I think the formation is the. Well, the tactics are good. The tactics are good. My problem with Pioli is I'll show you. I'll explain you the situation here. So Sampdoria, you're playing against Sampdoria.
Yep.
His formation is Giroud, Leao, De Ketteler, Messias, Pobega, Tonali, Calabria, Kalulu, Kier, Hernandez, Magnan. So he's rotating because Kier is playing, Pobega is playing, and of course the Messias, Selemakers is always there. So this is a game before this game. Sorry, this is a game that you are playing, and after this game you have to play Dinamo Zagreb and Napoli.
Mhm.
So, in my opinion, this is a perfect game to change your key players, the one that never rest. Theo Hernandez, Leao.
Tonali.
Is that game because Tonali, a lot of games he goes is substituted minute 60. Benacer as well. Selemakers Messias always gets substituted minute 60, or they alternate. Giroud, Leao, Theo Hernandez should have not played this game, in my opinion. Or at least two of the three should have not played this game against Sampdoria. Because you have to play um, against, how's it called? Napoli and Dinamo Zagreb. And you know that Leao, Giroud, and Theo Hernandez probably are going to play for the national team as well. And they
Right.
are coming back for Empoli, Chelsea, Juventus, Chelsea.
Mhm.
Sorry, guys, I have to go. I wish you a nice rest of the podcast and talk to you next time.
Sure.
Bye.
So
Bye,
that is
bye.
an
And thank you.
and if I go back,
Mhm.
Sampdoria, Milan, you can see Salisburg. If I check the lineup, I can see that is Giroud, Leao, Hernandez
Right.
still there, and of course Benacer, Tonali, but Calabria as well played, and Calabria played with Sampdoria. Calabria played with the RB Salisburg, and if I go back, and we know Calabria is not a tough boy. We know Calabria is not a tough boy. That is, he goes injury free. He goes injury free a season. He gets injured.
Yep.
And we have Inter. And Inter, we have Giroud, Leao, Theo Hernandez playing. Calabria is playing. Kalulu, Tomori. So no, I'm not saying you rotate against Inter, but Sassuolo, you need to show some balls, and we draw against Sassuolo. You need to show some balls against Sassuolo because you're playing against. So if you don't rest some of your key players, your key players are gonna go for Inter, Salisburg, Sampdoria, Dinamo Zagreb, and Napoli. That's what they did. They went for all these games in a row every 3 days. And they are intense games when you're playing for the league or to qualify to your group stage. Sassuolo, of course, he rotated probably a bit. Come on, I hope so. Yeah, Florenzi got injured, but Theo Hernandez, Leao, and Giroud was always there.
Right.
Now that's
The thing is though, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm really curious to know how much money or how much investment they have behind like our lab or like our science lab or medical lab. I'm being quite honest. Like, what's the background? What's the training of these like physical technicians that are around like the Milan team? Maybe they're not stretching properly because there's too much of a pattern within 3 years now. And I understand the schedule is condensed, and I usually advocate for like I haven't liked this schedule since COVID, but I seriously want to know what's the expertise to what level did we get really average subpar level? Because from you to me, and tell me if I correct me if I'm wrong, that at a really higher level of football, which we're in that sphere, right? It might be a gap with the Premier League, but we're at a higher level. We're not an amateur club. Those things started to matter, like the type of doctor you have, the diet that people eat. You understand? Because those are like the little margins that you have above. So I'm wondering where we at with that.
no. Here it should be Pioli. I don't listen. I really believe Pioli should rotate players better. Pioli, I go back. Let me go back to that. We, at, I'm gonna tell you the games we played. We played Udinese, Atalanta, Bologna, Sassuolo, Inter, Salisburg, Sampdoria, Dinamo Zagreb, and Napoli. Now, Leao got a red card, so that's why he didn't play against Napoli, which that's the game he should play, not against Sampdoria. Napoli is the game that Leao should play. But anyway, all these games, Theo Hernandez, Giroud, Leao, and probably Benacer, Tonali played 90% all the games and everything like that. Tomori, all you know. It's just I think things can be done better. There we have this period here. Atalanta, Bologna, Sassuolo. These three games that you should rotate more. And funny enough, you anyway you lost points in these games. You draw against Atalanta, you draw against Sassuolo, and you won against Bologna 2-0. You should rotate more. That's the thing. Balo Touré should start against Bologna, and should maybe start against Sampdoria. So Theo Hernandez has 2 games less in his leg, and maybe doesn't get injured, and he plays against Chelsea both the games, and he's fresh.
But what if we don't win those games?
We didn't win those games.
Hello, wait, Larry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, all
we
right,
didn't win against Atalanta. We didn't win against Sassuolo,
right.
and against Sampdoria we almost lost because he went. We were doing 1-1 with a red card.
And then with a red card, yeah.
Yeah, and we won it. Okay. Anyway, we can fix this issue. Let's see how Pioli is gonna fix it. We have, I repeat, look at this: Verona, Monza, Torino, Spezia, Cremonese. After that, we have Fiorentina, Salernitana. No, we have Fiorentina the last game. So I don't know. I think you
I
need
think
to
if we
rotate to
manage,
win all of them.
let me put it like this: if we manage to get out the group stage, right? We managed to get out the group stage. I think it'll be good for us going into that World Cup with that gap. He gets to sit down and rethink because it's gonna be a brand new season. It's like 2 seasons in one,
Yeah.
where we're not far from the from like the. We're still gonna be challenging for a league title. I mean, we haven't dropped points, which I highly doubt that we will. Then we come back refreshened up. Some players are gonna stay, right? Some players are like I won't say all our key players. Let's say for instance, I don't think Diaz is gonna go. A Kalulu will be there. Like if they don't call Tomori and all these guys, Calabria and Tonali, They get to train. They get to understand new things. Hopefully, they work on individual stuff that might become a margin within the game, and hopefully they get to do that. Hopefully, this not on some type of fucking vacation for them where they get to watch the World Cup. Your team didn't qualify, go out there and train, and I hope they have something for them. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get that.
that's
Yeah,
we will get that. Florencia has time to recover. So basically, in January, finger crossed, we should have all the team ready and rested,
yeah.
like
It's
Napoli, like Napoli. I think Juventus or Inter is gonna be more damaged, the two teams in Italy from the World Cup.
you talking about Juve?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they
because
have a
they
lot
all.
of.
I think most of all their players actually is going to play in the World Cup, except Bonucci.
Yeah, majority of their players probably gonna go to World Cup. Inter as well. Majority of their players are gonna go to the World Cup. And what else? I think Roma as well probably will have a lot of players.
Right.
Actually,
No,
Roma has
I
a
mean
lot of Roma
Inter.
has a lot of Italian players.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Inter.
so
Inter.
okay.
I don't think not so much though.
No, Inter has enough.
No, because
But
Andanovic not going, Skriniar's not going, Bastoni's not going, right?
true.
We look in the midfield. Shananoglu's not going. Who can I think about again? And I'm talking about the people that are starting now. Okay, yeah, you can make a case for them. You can make a case for them. You can make a case for Inter. They might have a couple of pieces that might be out there. Yeah, but I feel Juve, like the whole starting 11, except maybe a Cuadrado and Bonucci. I think all of them they're going because Danilo is gonna get called up with Brazil, no
Wait,
matter how we
Quadrat
think of
is
him.
Colombia not in the World Cup?
No, no, they didn't qualify.
Oh, wow.
No, Ecuador took it. There's a big controversy right now in South America actually. Like Chile is trying to get with FIFA and try to say that Ecuador played with a player that was born in Colombia. They went and did some digging. They said illegally he can't really play for the country just so they can qualify, knowing that they have a really poor team. Well, like the team is old, they weren't able to replace. So Chile is making a fucking fool of themselves because they went after Ecuador and they went after who's that other fourth team that qualified. They'll try to get another team that's within out again so they can qualify like one of the games so they can qualify, just based from a legal perspective. So they try to qualify the legal way. So they're taking all these legal actions because I don't know, man. They're making a fool of themselves, but y'all weren't good enough to qualify. That's the bottom line. So, yeah, yeah. Colombia not in there, man. Ecuador, apparently, they have a really exciting team, man. Um,
Well, Milan will have a lot of players in the World Cup, right?
yes and no. Starting
Kier,
11,
Magnan,
no.
What do you mean no?
yeah,
Starting 11, you can only look at Mañan, Teo Hernandez, and then maybe a Giroud. That's it. Tomori, that's a big question mark. After that, who's going to the World Cup?
No. What about Kjaer? He's going.
Oh, yeah, I take it back. Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
talk about starting 11, but
Leao.
Benacer
yes,
is going.
I take it back.
Benacer is in the World Cup? I don't know.
Who?
Benacer?
But is he
No,
Algerian in the World
no,
Cup? Oh no, he's not.
no, 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 no. Algeria's not there.
The Belgian guys, maybe. So CDK
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Salamakers.
Rebic, not.
No,
He's not
Rebic
gonna
is
go.
not going
Him personally, no. But
Why not?
because
because he had a fight with
Oh,
fall out
another
with
one
the coach.
again.
Yeah,
No, he's done with the coach. It's like I'm
the
not
whole
going anymore with the
federation.
national team.
Yep.
So Dest is going to be there, I
Yeah.
guess. Balotelli is going to be there,
Yep.
and so we are going to have a bunch of players out.
We have a lot actually, if you think about it.
I feel like those players you said. I think it's like 40%.
Say again?
I think it's like 40% of the team.
Oh.
Key players. I will say Kier,
Leao,
Hernandez, Leao,
Mañan.
Magnan, and Tomori. I think
Yeah.
Tomori
So
is going. I mean, after this
after what
performance,
happened with that debacle, I don't know, man. We'll see.
you
We'll see.
think they think
Yeah,
they're
with
gonna
that
be like?
debacle, I don't know. I feel like Tomori easily is gonna get snubbed. Easily.
Probably you're right, man.
I feel like Tomori only goes if one of like if either like a Stones gets injured. Because I know what England is going to try to do. They're going to try to go as most with their Man City players, their Premier League players, and I only think you see like what happened to the right back. Right now, all three of England's right back are injured. Right, Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Kyle Walker. They're all injured. They just came out today. So it's within that. Not saying he plays their position, but I feel like it's only that type of situation would allow him to go. Because I
Yeah.
feel like they're still gonna take Maguire. He's not gonna care, man. Southgate's gonna go with his guy,
What
especially he
about
knows it's his
Smaldini?
last run. Yeah,
Smaldini.
Yeah. What about Smaldini?
Smalling, Smalling is trash, man. I never rated that guy.
He's not gonna get it. You don't think he's gonna get it?
No, definitely not. Oh hell no, man. Even when he was playing at Man U, he didn't have no place near like the squad like that.
By the way, Man City tied against Copenhagen tonight.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really want to try. Maybe they're more worried about the league. I know they probably know they're out. They're not gonna go all out. They don't care about the result. That's why I feel like because Holland didn't even start. He wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, they won three because Guardiola knows that Alan needs to rest.
Yeah,
But that tells you a lot. Don't put Haaland in there if that team doesn't score.
yeah. It just shows they don't really care about these games.
Yeah,
Because
to be fair,
at this point, they actually want to win this competition. So I guess they're okay doing the bare minimum, and that's just what it is. I mean, yeah, what y'all heard reports about like Juve trying to buy Savic?
What? Yeah, yeah, shove it.
Yeah, but do you think that?
Savic,
I don't
the
even think that's
Atletico
gonna fix
Madrid.
Juve's problem,
No, no,
huh?
Milankovic.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna buy him. I'm sure they're gonna
Yeah, but
buy
even
him.
if they buy him, I still don't think it fixes Juve's problem though.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yeah, the Juve's problem is Allegri, we know that, but let them buy Savic so Allegri stays a bit more.
Because for me, I think it's gonna be the same team. Because I don't even think what's his name coming back is gonna do anything to their squad.
Antonio's favorite team is Man City.
Yeah, I think this year, looking at it from right now, from all the match games, I think Man City can really go on par to do something like. I think this is the year to win it. To be quite honest,
I
because
think AC Milan has a better chance of winning the Champions League than Man City.
the Man City, you're trolling now. But I won't be mad if we do though. I'm always gonna believe in Milan.
No, I'm
You know
joking. But
they waste my time at work, bro. I be so mad in front of my computer, leaving everything to be like, let me watch Milan a little bit, and I just end up being disappointed, man. I wanted to throw my phone against the fucking wall.
no,
My
I think
God,
Man City has no excuses this year. Zero
yeah, they
excuse.
don't, they don't at all, they don't at all. I think the only way they can lose it is gonna be in some type of like Madrid
Europe.
scenario, like where people just hold tight and then they fail to score.
I
But
don't know, man. I'm upset for Milan that we I cannot see this Milan with their best players show up in Europe, man. That's I'm so upset, man. I don't
yeah,
give a shit.
either. Oh, do you guys think like we're just not? Because I mean, all of them they're slowly entering their prime. Okay, like they're all 25, 24 now. I think we need another. If we can get out this time, if we do win, we can get out this time. You give us 2 years, we can make a deep run in the Champions League. But if we don't get out this time, then next year again, that we failed to get out the group stage, then I think you need to do like a mini 2.0 revamp. Not all the way, but we need a. Then they're just not Champions League level players. But I think some of our
Listen,
players are Champions League level though.
Clint, you know why I disagree with Rajon in on this going through the group stage and stuff like that. For this team, going through this group stage is like for a boy to lose their virginity and become a man.
You're right.
You have to do it at one point, man. You cannot be virgin forever.
You're right.
And
Or you
that's
become an incel.
yes, it's an
Oh,
issue.
yeah.
This is a big issue that we have. So we need to solve this. We need to win.
I just feel like Europe hasn't been kind to us, right? With the I feel like it's a accumulation of factors, and I think like injuries, we get injured at the wrong time, man. Like at the
Yes,
wrong time that we lose all our key players. But it's
we
part of football.
we need to go through the group stage so these guys grow up. They lose their virginity. They lose their European virginity. Because for them, Serie A is gonna be boring and they're gonna leave.
Yep, you're right. For me, it's like, it pains my heart so much because me growing up as a kid, we're not even having this type of debate. we, Sometimes we used to get upset as Milan fans losing in the semifinals. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Quarterfinals unexcusable. Quarterfinals unexcusable. Like, nah,
yeah.
we didn't come back. Now we even, oh man, we fell so low, man. That's the lowest, my lowest point. I guess all of us that are Milan fan, lowest point. At least if you grew up really in the '60s or whatever. But for me, that's been a fan over 2 decades, this is like the lowest period where like us, we can't. Oh man, we're struggling to get out the fucking group stage. Cause even during our Benter era, like even Benter when we're still playing Champions League, we're getting out. No stress. But it's, I guess it's part of revamp. I guess, and not having no money. It's just the gap is increased, man. We gotta admit it, bro. Like the gap is fucking ridiculous. The gap is ridiculous, man.
No, man, we need to lose that virginity. It's the only thing. When you're
I
a
think,
virgin, you think like, oh my God, this thing is impossible to do. The
yeah, I
moment you
think
lose it, you're like, oh yeah, that's the easy thing to do.
right. And me personally, I think that after Pioli, it has to be like a top class coach after that. I think Pioli needs to set the stage where after next we getting a top class guy. It has to. It has to.
I don't know. Let's see, man. I don't think he's the coach anymore, man. Sometimes it's just the players needs to. How can I say it? The players needs to just man up for a bit, just to
Yeah,
get these
yeah,
games a
lie.
bit more like. Yeah,
They
go.
can man up, right? But the thing is, tactically in Europe, I think Pioli is a bit conservative.
No, unfortunately, Pioli is too. How can I say? He's too brave. He should have approached Stamford Bridge in a more conservative way and get a point.
Right.
Just
And no,
realize his
what I mean,
limits.
what I mean by conservative doesn't mean we don't play attacking football, but in terms of flexibility, that's what I mean. Like being
Oh yeah,
flexible with his formation going up, I feel like he's conservative in that sense.
let's see. I mean, I cannot blame Pioli too much because
So I'm asking you this question: what's the difference? What difference have you seen from last year and this year, us in Champions League, in terms of
uh,
playing style?
uh, the only difference I've seen this year is that Pioli is not doing the rotate. Sorry, it's the same thing, man. A lot of injuries, so I don't know who to blame. Again, we are having the same issue we had the season before, and we have good players, so
No,
they're
we
not in the
do.
Champions League list. That's a mistake somebody made, and that person needs to come to the press and say that was my fault.
I guess it all depends how often you qualify, right? Because when I look at a team, for us that have been watching Champions League, we know teams like, let's say, Belgium teams used to struggle, right? Look at Club Brugge now. They're able to get out, or they're able to perform within the group. Doesn't mean their league is that performing, but I guess getting used to, like, coming back, playing that intensity, coming back, playing that intensity, it'll be good. But me personally, I have not yet seen like a big difference from last year in terms of like our intensity and some of it. Doesn't mean we're playing bad, but I just haven't seen it yet. Where I'm like that convinced, to be quite
Because
honest.
I guess a lot of our players came to these games really tired.
That can be. I can agree with you. Mentally tired, because not even from a physical, because from a mental standpoint, if people are not resting and the accumulation of the game and knowing they're young and going through the process, yeah, we can make that case. We can make that case.
Pioli needs to understand that these youngsters have an issue. They give everything. They don't uh, think in a way that I'm playing Chelsea in 3 days. So I better run a bit less against whatever, Empoli. They don't do that. And Pioli needs to step in and say, Tonali, you're not playing today. Benasser, you're not playing today. Leao, you're not playing today. You
Cause
know what I mean?
what's his name is also due an injury for sure. Ben Nasser is due a fucking injury, man.
Yeah, he's so close to another injury.
Yeah,
I have
he's
to.
due an injury because he's one of the injury prone ones that's still alive, and I'm scared. And for me, it's like I'm afraid of him and then Leao. When Leao was limping, I started to get scared a little bit because man, it's been tough, man. It's been so tough for us. It's like one player comes in, it's like a fucking game of tag. It's like one come in, you go out. It's like what the fuck, man. Yeah, I'm
I
being
feel
serious,
you.
man.
I feel
Yeah,
you, man.
like what's his name comes in? Oh, what you call? Oh, we're just waiting for Leao to come back after the red card, and then we good. Manyan, everybody's back. Nope. Leao comes back. Oh, Theo can't play. Manyan's out a month.
Dude, Telemaker's got injured. Fucking, I don't know
Salamakers is
how.
injured, is gone, and we start dropping like fucking flies. It's like you spray fucking like a raid for cockroaches, and they all fall. Exactly what the fuck happened to us.
Yeah, Telemaker's, man, is such a good player, man. Oh my God. People don't understand how we are seeing what does it mean to play without Telemaker's or Messias in that right wing.
Yeah. And
But
the thing about Diaz is not bad on that right wing. The problem with Diaz though, my problem with him is when the ball, like when they give him these balls and it bounces off of him, because a lot of balls that come his way bounces off of him, then sometimes you can't keep it because now, like the players, they just get a hold of him. That,
yeah,
that's that's the only problem. Like compared to like in the middle, if he plays in the middle, you can feed it through his feet, where he's gonna get less bouncing balls. But I've seen on the side, you know how Leao like the ball will bounce, but since Leao is big in size, he's able to keep it protected. With Diaz, he gets pushed off all the
yeah.
time, all the time, right? But it's man, and the thing is, we're still until CDK find his feet. I think we're still struggling with somebody to distribute the ball to the attack too. Let's not forget that somebody to really distribute like that trequartista, that to really hold on, make pull all those strings. Well, you can see it because our play depends is based around that too. No matter how we want to play 4-3-3 or whatever, the way the players move is based on that. And yeah, you can say Diaz, but if they're putting him on the right wing, that they're going, they've closed him over there. I don't know, man. So
I think Diaz today was playing
no, he
okay.
was
I
good.
don't know.
He was good. It's just a red card.
I
I
don't
don't
know
have
why he
nothing bad
got
to say about him.
sub. You sub the striker on that situation. You don't sub the
Me
Diaz.
personally,
You
and that's
sub.
what I was thinking. Me personally, I would have brought in Rebic. You know, you bring in Red like he did, and then we just stay on a counter attack.
Yeah,
But the coach of Chelsea was really smart to tell his players to just pass it. They pass it in a long way where they was just stressing us out. So we're just running. It's like we're playing like Ronda. We're just fucking running the fuck around, like, and they're still getting tired.
yeah, yeah. Fuck, whatever, man.
It's I know, man. It's an unfortunate situation. But then I look at Juve's game and it's like, whew, Juve's in shambles, man. And I feel bad more for Italian football because it's like, are we that low now? I can understand Juve can be a bit bad, but you're losing against an Israeli team, bro. Come on, bro.
Juve is really low.
Because at
I
this
don't think.
point, I think about the Italian brand because I'm a Milan fan first, but I'm also a fan of Calcio. I'm an advocate of the Serie A. Period. You know, but I'm always gonna accept for what it is, also. But you know, it just It really disappoints me when I see like I was looking at Juve's game and I'm like, damn. It's like they're not even fighting for the coach, man. They're not. They're not running. Oh
Yeah,
boy, man.
but Juventus is in trouble with the coach. Us, I think we've been so unlucky as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we did. I think we did because I think tomorrow Inter has a chance to go through. Um, you know, if they can pull something out the ass, but well, it's gonna be quite interesting. I think this Champions League, there's actually a big gap between Man City and the other teams in terms of playing style and quality. Because so far, I'm not counting any other team out, but so far I haven't seen like teams that really stood out. Yes, we can say the group stage, but if I had to just look at the group stage, I haven't seen a team that was like, oh my god, other than like a Man City. I think they're within their league, and I think the other ones is just scrambled. Because when I look at PSG, it's the same repetition from last year, and I feel like they're gonna get kicked out. I don't see them going past quarterfinals. I'll put money on that. Yeah, Gautier is good and all that, but all the rumors and all that stuff surrounding is also going to come back with who has a good World Cup. Because I promise you, if a Neymar and Messi or Mbappe they don't have a good World Cup coming back, it's going to put a toll on their head, which can affect the rest of their season. And the whole rumor Mbappe try to leave, I guess that can be some type of chaos brewing. You see what I'm saying? I feel that. You know,
You
I,
think?
yeah, no, yeah. I think the World Cup is going to be really determined. Those three players at PSG is going to determine how their season is going to go.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Because that can
Maybe you're
become a
right.
distraction. I'm being serious. Because if any three of them, if one wins it, then they're going to try to go all out. If their team makes the second stage for Ballon d'Or purposes, we got a trophy and all that. But if they have a really disappointing, especially for a Neymar, which can be kind of the end of his career, which can be also for a Messi, which can be the end of his career in terms of like World Cup wise, they're just not gonna give a fuck. And then Mbappe that really wants to leave because people came and tried to dismiss it, but I believe it is true because there's no smoke without fire. The kid is really trying to leave. They just did that PR stunt to calm the nerves down, but Mbappe himself didn't even come out and deny it. It's there. Trust me, it's there. I know it's there. And then in France, RMC wouldn't came and say all of that because I was following French news this morning and no fucking rumors, man.
Why does he want
So,
to leave?
huh?
Why does he want to leave?
Who Mbappe? Because of the transfer that he feel like their transfer. He and Mbappe, according to sources, according to the French Twitter, Paris Saint Germain fan base, even when you go on the podcast, he felt betrayed. Betrayed in terms of like transfer, all the targets PSG was supposed to get this Mercato, where he was promised they didn't get any of it. They
I
didn't
think
get
he
it.
wanted Neymar out, and he wanted
Not
a
and that
striker.
now put Neymar aside. He wanted a Skriniar. They couldn't get him. He wanted Dembele to come. They couldn't get Dembele to come because all these guys were like those. Those were PSG targets. All PSG targets that he wanted it, they didn't come. As defender, I think he wanted it. Yeah, that was Skriniar was the defender. The names are escaping me, but there's a certain type of people that he wanted to play around that he didn't get.
He wanted a striker so he can play as a left wing and score
There you go. He
goals.
wanted Skamaka. Skamaka was one of the ones that I think he was wishing for. He didn't want that other French kid they got
The,
from
the
Reims,
yeah,
Enrique or whatever. He didn't want that.
he
That's
wanted.
more example. So he
So
felt betrayed.
the two main things for Mbappe was Neymar needed to go out
Hmm.
and a striker needed to come in. So he
Yep.
plays Messi, Mbappe behind the striker.
And the thing is, Mbappe also didn't want. He wants to be, you know, kind of like a focal point. But it's also PSG fault. You give in to his tantrums. Now you have to pay the price. Don't be surprised if he wants to, he's turning against your back, right? And Mbappe, and let's be all honest, right? Somebody even said in the French news this morning, which is true. His mind was never on PSG to begin with. He was not supposed to be at PSG. It's because of the pressure of the French president and the whole World Cup situation. They had to pressure his parents. As after that flight, when he came back from Doha, that he decided like, okay, I'm gonna signed with PSG. That was never his intention. Was always to leave. That's a known fact. Mbappe always wanted to leave. It's pressure that kept him to stay. He did not want to stay. It's a fact because there was more than football involved behind it. So it's the offers you can't refuse. Now, from a football perspective, you know, he got he got dismissed, but we all know what is the truth, and that's the point that it came out. This shit did not come out the blue this morning. Nobody got out because if you come out here like that as a newspaper and you're lying, you get sued. Like it's not a fucking joke. So obviously something brewing, but they want to calm the nerves down.
Yeah,
You
but he's
know,
not
to let
leaving in January. He's not leaving in January.
no, he's not living in Denver, but he's gonna get sold. Now,
Uh,
people are asking, "Oh, Madrid closed the door on them?" Doubt it. No, they didn't. Because when you look at the big superstar in the world or whatsoever, they're gonna want to get him. Trust me. There's not no Mbappe talent that's out there. Ireland is already at Man City. They're gonna go for him because I don't even see nobody else paying his price other than the Man United. But he's not gonna go there. He can't come to Italy. Other than Juve can afford, but Juve can't afford like the whole system. It's not appealing. Yes, you can say Bayern. Bayern is not gonna break the bank for some shit like that. So Real Madrid is the only destination. That's the only destination, and he'll be willing to take a pay cut. People are like, "Oh, his man Mbappe doesn't play for money.
maybe
He only played for
Barcelona.
PSG, huh?
Maybe Barcelona. Mbappe, Lewandowski.
They won't be no, they won't be able to. They won't be able to.
How
Too
do you
many
know
people
that?
on big wages. Too many on people big wages. Like they're still right now. They're still debating on the whole freaking De Jong. Some people haven't got paid. Frank De Jong, I think he hasn't got paid yet.
Maybe Nike. Nike can pay that.
Yeah, but he still it's gonna be there's gonna be financial too much stuff involved. It's gonna be a big problem. Look how they even had to register Kunde. Mbappe comes. How do you get rid of the pie wages? How do you get rid of some of these guys? Lewandowski that just signed. How do you do that?
Yeah, but it's
And they were even
Mbappe.
saying, and then
Mbappe
they were
brings a lot of money. Brings a lot of money.
But the thing is, if Mbappe playing for money, see, it's going to be good for Barca. But Mbappe was going to want to be the man. And which somebody was saying, there's this player, Obreniak. He's a Polish guy. He was on L'Equipe, which I was watching this morning, and he came out of his mouth. He used to play a number 10 role. He played with Lewandowski and obviously in the Polish national team. And he even said he's like, if Mbappe wants to go there, just best believe he's not even going to get the ball from Lewandowski because Madrid wants to score. Mbappe also wants to be the man, so it becomes an ego thing. And they're looking at these things. There's a reason why Mbappe wanted his friend Ousmane Dembele to come and not him going over to Barcelona. He could have went to Barca, but no. So they're playing for the prestige, man. You know, these kids, they want to be the man, and then whatever next team they go. Maybe he goes to Newcastle, which I think they can pull that move, but then he's going to want guarantees where they're going to have to build the team around him, which I feel they can do. He might be like, you know what? Let me start fresh. Let me go to Newcastle, and let's start attracting stars. And people are going to want to go there the following summer once they know Mbappe is there, you know? So all I just know is with PSG for sure, he's not going to stay. I
Yeah,
can promise you that.
but he's not leaving in January for sure.
It might be a stretch because if this rumor wasn't true, his dad would have came on Twitter would denied it. His mom, Pfizer, would have came on Twitter, she would have denied it. They didn't say nothing. They didn't say shit. They didn't say shit. And they usually speak on Mbappe's behalf most of the time. They didn't say nothing. At least I haven't seen yet. So somewhere there's some type of validity, there's some type of truth. So what
No,
about
no,
if
it's
he comes?
true.
What about if
It's
he comes
true.
to Milan? That would be crazy, bro.
That would be a
Yo,
statement from Redbird.
hey, what about if Rebel goes all out? They liquidate half of Milan studio to get that motherfucker in here.
No, but they don't need to do that, guys. Come on, Mbappe is a money machine. If you get Mbappe, every sponsorship you have triples.
No, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If Mbappe comes to our team, our squad is gonna be way too excited. It's gonna be an exciting team, man.
Imagine having Mbappe as a striker with Leao and Brahim Diaz in the back.
You know that you guys know that these Mbappe rumors have led other rumors to come out that PSG now are going all in for the app.
Yeah, but they need to pay. That's the thing.
Yeah, they need to pay. So if they can pay for for Leao going to France and all that, you
The
know,
rumor today is said they want to put in 150.
That's fine for me. I can prepare his luggage if you want.
that
I
is
can
true.
drive him to Paris. I've been there. I know how to go.
I mean, if Leao is you know, if Leao is if he's 150 mil for Leao instead of him going for free, if they can't send him after the World Cup as Maldini said, well, we gotta let it go because there's no way. I used to defend Maldini, but the whole for free stuff is like, yep, let him go.
Dude, but come on, 150 million is good. I think
Oh,
we can build an insane team.
oh no, for sure. Because this whole Leao thing reminds me also with Liverpool and Coutinho. You know,
Same exact thing. It's the same exact thing.
it's the same as that thing, and then the same as a Suarez. Never thought they can let them go, and it's all that money they used to reinvest, and they got them in Champions League. How many years later? So I'm not even mad at that at all.
And then the problem I have is clearly we cannot make him happy with the money we are offering. So fuck it,
And
just
and
get
the, and
150
Leo and
million.
Leo and Leo's appeal got rejected next UEFA, so they're gonna have to pay somehow. Cause we don't want these things are kind of like they blow up. It becomes stuff that brewing. Like we knew it had become a problem paying sporting and all that. Want to get involved. We don't need all this stuff surrounding our team right now, man. I love Leao. If Leao is smart from a football decision wise, Milan is where you can legit become. You can cement your career. You can become something big. If it's from a financial perspective, it will make sense to leave Italy. Period. That's the
Yeah, but
bottom line.
In Leao's brain and agent's brain, Leao is thinking, I should go in a team that challenged to win the Champions League and I should earn 10 million net. So when I make a move at the age of 29, I'll go for a team that is gonna win the Champions League and I'm gonna make 20 million net.
If I was Milan, I would go to Leao and tell him, okay, this is what we offer you. We're going to build the team around you. You're going to be the focal point, and you should stay with us. That's what I would.
But they already done that, boy.
Well, no, I mean the next contract they haven't done that.
But they've been telling him you're gonna be the focal point. This is Milan. That's what we wanna do. This is the project. They already told that to him.
Well, let's see what he does, what he says. That's yeah. If they've done that, that's the right thing. Now it's up to him to decide whether or not he wants to go play second fiddle somewhere else and make more money, or
Yeah,
make
because
a lot of money here and have the project. They have to promise him that Milan next year is guaranteed going to go through the groups and guaranteed
group
going to go
stage and
for.
be competitive. It's not even going group stage. Be competitive. Cause also
But
like we need to think about this though. We need to think about this new age where like all these players, even without even playing in the same teams, they're all buddies, they're all friends. They all hang out together at Milan Fashion Week. Like Leao hangs out with the Kamavinga and all these guys. Knowing these guys you have as the same talent as them, they're winning trophies. Like it's kind of like the NBA when all these players meet summer camp and they do these trades among themselves. Or LeBron gets to attract them, come over here so we can win the championship. It happens the same as a player. Like Leao starts thinking like, I'm friends with Mbappe. Mbappe follows Leao. They're friends. They know each other. It's like, you can come on my team. It's like, I want to play with these guys. Like, this is not going nowhere. Because after a while, if I'm a player, playing devil's advocate here, as a player, I look at certain things and I look at the management that if there's no money, I'm leaving. I'm like,
Clint,
yeah, do whatever you want.
that's why I'm telling you we should sum up Leao for 150 million. That's it. And we should not make it a big deal. Just move on. Buy three big players and move on.
Trust me, if we lose Leao, I'm not even going to be that mad, bro. Like, we lost bigger players in our history. People like
Like
Shevchenko,
Donnarumma
Kaká left our club. So,
and Donnarumma.
Man, that fucking weak-minded kid. I want to hear him, man.
Or Chalanoglu.
Ah, the snake, the fucking snake. Good old Shala.
Us.
Hey, Shala scored a goal, man. I feel bad for him sometimes. We give that dude too much shit. I don't understand you, Ibra. Oh man,
Anyway,
Shala.
Leao needs to go.
What?
You heard me, man. He needs to go.
No, I would rather they keep him.
No, but hey, Roy, but you'll agree that let's say we sell Lau for 150, and then that 100 million we get Carosfilia with it. Would you be mad at that?
That's not going to happen, though.
What do
And
you
what about
mean?
if it happens? You never know.
I wouldn't take that risk.
That's not an answer, bro.
Yeah, I would
That's
rather
not
keep.
gonna happen.
I would rather keep Leal and keep on adding champions around him
No,
than
but you get
selling him.
150, you get 100 million with a player that has the potential as Lau to even go for, and then that 50 mil, you can get you somebody other good. You'll say no to that?
I mean, if I have no choice, that's what I would.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
But if I do have a choice, I would say no. Yeah,
No. If you don't have a choice, right? Just you look at it.
yeah, you got to take it the way it is. Yeah.
But Roy, clearly Maldini thinks like you, and I think like you. Everyone thinks like you. But clearly we're in a position that we don't have a choice, so we need to decide now.
But we're not sure about that yet until we know for sure.
But Maldini had an interview today. I can read to you what he says
Now I
to
read the
the.
interview, and if Maldini comes out in the interview and says that, it's serious.
What did he
There's
say?
hiccup.
What did he
I'll
say?
tell you right now. Let me find it out because I put the screenshot on the group. So,
So good.
uh, did you find it?
No, I mean I know it, but and they said they try to
So,
sign Leao.
Maldini sul rinnovo di Leao. Vorremmo farlo prima del mondiale, anzi, volevamo farlo un anno fa e 6 mesi fa. Poi ci devono essere le condizioni per farlo. L'idea di farlo prima della sosta per il mondiale, vedremo cosa succederà. So I'll say it for the English.
Yep.
We would like to do it before the World Cup. Indeed, we wanted to do it a year ago and 6 months ago. Then must be the conditions to do it. The idea is to do it before the championship or the World Cup. We will see what happens. So basically, it's saying that we've been asking him to renew a year ago, 6 months
a year
ago.
ago. Yep.
Now we want to do it before the World Cup, and there is not a response on the other side.
But I feel like it's Jorge Mendes. Jorge Mendes can make so much more money with him, especially knowing the talent he is. And I feel like he's the biggest X factor in this. Not even Leao.
Yeah, but Clint, come on, man. Clearly, both of them, Jorg Mendes and Leao, wants to make a move. They want to go away from Milan.
Yeah. But it's also
And
with the influence of Jorge Mendes has, man, that dude is so fucking powerful, bro. What? It's like the whole Portuguese national team is under his fucking umbrella. He moves the guys, you know? And that's why I'm pretty sure he wants a fat commission, which Milan doesn't entertain those type of fucking games.
no, but the other side, Clint, the other side is offering him a bigger commission. There is at the other side, not
Yeah.
Milan. The other side is offering him a bigger commission. He's offering Leao's a contract that is 50% higher than
Yep.
what we're offering, and probably is offering the chance to win the Champions League.
Yep. And
The
also,
other side,
I also look what his friend. I mean, Leao is from Mongolian descent. I've seen the neighborhood he comes from in Portugal, so obviously he comes a bit from poverty to an extent. So these guys, at the end of the day, they're gonna always make sure their family is good. That's kind of like the Brazilians a little bit. So they're not gonna sit there and take a 2.5 mil or 3.5 mil when like you're the first millionaire in your whole entire fucking family, where your family doesn't even come from a middle class. Like, come on. and all that
Clint,
plays a big factor. Hmm?
Clint, the conversation here is come and play for with Erling Haaland, and we're gonna pay you 10 million euro
Yeah,
net.
and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Because I'm trying to add to that. That's what I'm saying. Not on top of that, but then the money part. Because it's not. Because here's the thing. Sometimes I think fans we forget is like we're thinking some of these players are gonna have some type of loyalty as authority, or authority decide not make a move to Madrid type thing, right? Not saying that Leao came from our academy, but people with that type of mental where like you also gotta understand like the like players like their fucking background, where they came from, and in terms of like how they operate, like what do they need, especially if their parents are really really much involved and they have the talent. They're gonna do that. Milan is thinking like, oh, you can become part of Milan royalty and all that. They don't give a fuck about that. The dad is probably not even a Milan supporter. It's like, yo, fucking get that 10 million. We get that. We're rich for the rest of our life for the whole fucking family. And the kids, you listen to your parents most of the time, and you're like, yeah, hell yeah, I'd rather do that. And on top of what you just said, going to play with Holland. So that's even the perfect combo. So what does Milan really offer? Even the name itself, you know, like Leao is born in what? Leao is born in '99, right? So, how often did they really even see Milan that great at the time too? So, and that's the thing about the generational gap with some of these things too. It's easy to say, oh, but Milan was big, but some of these guys, if they started watching football around 2010 or focused on that more, then they don't really. Milan started to degrade, right? I'm just speaking out loud, man. I agree with you 100%. But all these factors contribute to a player to be like, yo, fuck this, you know. So, because how do you explain like a Donnarumma, our own product academy, bro? Like he says there's a better chance for him at PSG. Goes to the French league. You would have told me that 15 years ago. I would have laughed at you. I remember PSG struggling relegation, bro, relegation team.
And
But
Roy, these things are clear conversation, man. So I don't believe on he's gonna sign later. The conversation is clear here. Leao and Mendes is telling Milan, listen, we have been received this offer, that amount of money. Can you match that amount of money so Leao can stay? Can you
cause
get
I live,
closer to that amount of money?
cause I'm gonna be quite honest. If he was signing and all that, Maldini would not. Maldini having this type of key interviews like that is telling me like they're having really hiccups. Especially for him to be really detailed, to be like, we've been trying to sign a year ago, it means there's
Yeah.
been an issue. So it's already a red flag. It says it sends already a bad signal from the beginning. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
That's
You know.
it. It is, man. It is. It is what it is. That's it. That's the situation. Is and I'm in my opinion, the offer Blau has on the table. Mendes is not even telling Milan because it's an offer that Milan cannot even match. Probably Mendes
Match,
knows our
no.
situation.
Cause
It's
take it
something
some
that is not even going to try to talk with Maldini.
nope.
Anyway,
He probably undermines them, right? Because they're probably
yeah,
looking at you talking about Milan is giving a 7.5, whatever the fuck we're giving. Another club like Premier League can be like, yo, we're gonna give Leao 18 million a year.
yeah, they're probably
We're gonna
talking
give
about that offers.
50 million a year. I mean, look at the difference between. I always give the example. Look at Koulibaly. Koulibaly getting to negotiate his contract where they're trying to give him 4 mil or 5 mil at Napoli to straight to Chelsea. It's like, oh, it's at least 10 mil plus bonuses.
Yeah, yeah. Koulibaly is getting
And it's
10
like he's
million.
29. Like, and then the team is, from a paper perspective, was more competitive than, you're more likely to win the Champions League there than if you would have stayed at Napoli, not knowing that Napoli would have had, the season they're having, obviously. But you see what I'm saying? And it's like, well, how do you explain it? Insigne, they leave, he goes to Toronto. Like, it's like, wow. Well, he's kind of still in his prime. So it's 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 painful, but like I agree with y'all, man. If I'm gonna be quite honest, it might sound ludicrous. We just sell. We cannot miss out because that's a player that we developed. We made Lau
Dude,
150 million price tag.
is winning the lottery. Sell Leao for 150 million. Everyone is happy. Leao is happy. We are happy. Mendes is happy, and move on and give that 150 million to Maldini plus the money you were supposed to spend in that transfer window. So in total of 200 million. Tell Maldini, this is the money. Spend it the way you want it. You can spend it all together. You can spend it all in one summer. You can spend it in two transfer, whatever. Do whatever you want. Or
Because you
tell
can run
Maldini,
into a situation, right? You That charge because you have. You can run into a situation where, like, if it doesn't work out for him, he comes back to you cheaper, like kind of Atletico did with Griezmann, or some of these clubs do. So he can always come back to you. That's a hit or miss. Because I don't want. I also don't want to run into a situation if Leao plateaus hypothetically, like that's just his level there. Now his price tag just drops over the years. We're gonna be the same fans will be like, oh, bro, we should have sold this guy a long time ago. Because now he's on a 7 to 8 mil, or he's getting injuries. You see what I'm saying? So
we are stupid because we are not that club that can keep Leao. Sooner or later, he's gonna leave. You better get rid of Leao and get the 150 million now, so you can spend that 150 million in a meaningful way. Then later, when Leao is gonna value less, or I don't know, everything can now. Just get that money, man, and build a team, build a strong team. Buy
because
four
right
great
now,
players.
hypothetically speaking, like what would be like Leo's possible destination?
I think
PSG.
C,
Who
I
else?
think City.
No, because they spent. It doesn't Grealish play on the left side,
Yeah, he's leaving, man.
but they spent 100 million for Grealish, bro.
Dude, believe me, money is not an issue for them. And anyway, they're gonna get rid of Riyad Mahrez. They sell always high. But man, but another thing is City spent 100 million for Grealish, but City sold Sterling for 40, 50 million. And
Yeah,
they sell a lot of players from the academy. They make a lot of money. And they sold another guy, Zinchenko, for 35 million.
right.
With that money, they bought Erling Haaland. The year before, they bought Grealish with spent. They made 70 million with the academy players, selling them 10, 8, 9, 12. You know,
But
City.
I feel like he can highly. I think PSG is winning all over Leao. The reason why I say that is if Mbappe goes, he's gonna go obviously because from the coach, from like the sporting director, Ocampos. I mean, all the guys are just and all the Portuguese. Like I mean, Mendes has a lot of his clients that there, right? From Vitinha to you talking about what's his name, Sanchez. I mean, how many? There's quite some Portuguese on that squad, so he might go back to French rekindle because that dude is into French rap. He likes French culture, man. But it's up to him. From a football perspective, it would make sense to stay at Milan. But if we're not gonna invest or have like similar mercatos every year, why would a player waste that? Why would we waste his time here too, right? So I don't know, man. I think we need to back him. We need to back the team. And now Cardinale has it. I'm gonna be really curious how our 2023 Mercato looks. We really need to back up these guys seriously.
Leao needs to go. Simple as that. I'm closing this live with this thing. I now made my decision. I am like convinced 100%
Yeah, he's gonna
uh,
leave. Yeah,
that he's gonna leave, and at the end is a good thing for us.
yeah.
It
It's
is
gonna
a
be a
good
good thing
thing.
for us because yeah, no, I'm not because I think about any team that let their top guys go. They didn't stress. You see what I'm saying? They didn't stress like teams were always able to perform and get to the next level, right? Because when I give you an example as Atletico Madrid, I thought Aguero leaving or Falcao, man, I was like, man, they let Aguero go, it's gonna be crazy. But they were able to get money and subsidize and find a good player. Falcao left, big money. They were able to get somebody, and what did that got them? The departure of Aguero. You can even go back and Torres within years led them to a title, then led them to a Champions League final. You understand? So I think with teams you can have your sole players, but sometimes you have to let them go. I don't want us to turn into a feeder club, but if 7 million is our max, what else can we fucking do? You know, what else can we fucking do? Nothing. So I agree with you on that. People might try to slam me, but I mean,
Dude, 150 million, that makes us, we buy a left wing, a striker, a center back, a midfield, 4 players, or a right wing. 4 players, man. 4 players of the value of 40 million. What
yeah,
you guys are talking here? Krunic,
yep.
Dest, Balotelli, they don't see the picture, they don't see Milanello anymore. That's the thing. You go for a bid for Modric. Nice,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, that Modric. Yep. 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 But
Talented
but we'll
player
see,
they
man.
never
Like I know
had.
you gotta go to sleep, man. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep,
Yep.
man. I'm tired
Yeah. I know it's
and
late,
really upset.
but yeah,
Really
man.
upset.
Now hopefully when you wake up, like we have a word we say in French, la nuit porte conseil. It means night gives you advice, man. You'll be you'll wake up tomorrow refined, man. It's part of being a Milan fan, bro. That's why some of us are like fucking ultras damn near. So part of it. Shit, shit, man. All right, man. You have a good night, though. Fucking,
See you, man.
I'll let you.
Have a good
Yes,
night.
sir.
Have a good night,
Yep,
guys.
yep,
Ciao and
yep.
Forza Milan.